we were living here when she got married.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I knew that was a big loss to not have her close
Yeah,
by.
it was. I went down and seen her Monday.
Yeah.
Today with her. Okay.
You're on.
Okay.
Bye.
You have to add. I kind of done this real quick.
Okay.
Actually, we're a little early.
Are we
I was going to
ready?
say,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, yes, Johnny M, we are live. What do you think? Is our audio pretty good? I gotta get it down. Can you hear me now? Hey, Kevin, what do you think? Is the audio good? Well, I don't know. Johnny N says sounds great.
Yeah.
Good, good, good.
If it's not good, we can use your antlers to adjust it. Make sure the picture and the sound.
Rabbit ears would do moose ears.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, yeah. You see, we've got some company today.
Yeah, it just dropped in.
Yeah, just dropped in.
Just
This
like
is
Santa Claus.
our Medicare guy, and Craig was out doing his rounds today, and remembered we do porch sitting, so he decided to stop by.
Yeah, I'll stop by for a little bit.
Yeah.
Say hello. Here on the newly cleaned windows of the lanai.
Yeah, you can still smell the cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
We had a crew in from Custom Windows today to clean the windows in the lanai, and they did such a good job, and they did it quick. You know, it surprised me. I thought we was cutting it close, but they were done in no time. But they did such a good job. They really did. I didn't know that they offered that service. At one time,
High dollar setup.
when we had them put in, they gave us the name of a window cleaner to do it. But now they have their own service now. So if they enclose your lanai with their windows, they have a service now that you can hire to come and clean them. I got it free because it was part of our fun package when we had the carolers here. Those were people from Custom Windows, and so like I said, I'm just using up all my credit here. But they did a good job. Yeah, looks really, really good because they were really bad. I tried to do it, and I just smeared them up bad. No, so like I said, they did a good job. But I watched to see how they did it too. I didn't ask them what they used, but I watched them. So yeah, I said my squeegee is about this wide, and they had a squeegee as wide as the windows.
Sure.
That made a big difference right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd they get the backside?
They took them out.
Oh, they took them out.
Yeah. And I said these women were pretty hefty. They took those windows right out. So I wouldn't have attempted it, but
That's good.
Yeah.
I've had them before during the hurricane that come through here. They are guaranteed a 90-mile-an-hour wind,
Right.
and they were talking about having sustained 90-mile-an-hour winds here during Irma with gusts up to like 110 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like right on the border, and I kept looking at them going, questions go through your mind. Will our insurance cover these in case they get broken? We didn't call and tell the insurance company we had them installed. My mind goes, they probably won't. I wouldn't. I'd say, no, you didn't tell us, so we're not paying for that.
Yeah.
So I think, I'm taking them out. So I took every one of them out, and I stuck them in the extra bedroom in there.
Yeah.
And they're not the heaviest thing in the world, but they're also not the lightest thing in the world.
Oh, really?
And these are single pane.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people, if you want to get double pane, that's available. The odds are you ain't never taken them out yourself. Because you have to take them out for a hurricane.
Sure.
Well, these ladies did a good job. Like I said, they took them out, every one of them. So
My only fault with these, and I hate it, is these.
the,
They're plastic.
yeah, and they have since
And I
changed
broke
those.
every one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if it's locked and you're not paying attention, it's gonna
Yeah.
snap.
And they have since changed that, and they went to a metal lock.
Well, tell them bring these out.
Well, they keep telling me come down and get them.
They could have brought them today while they were here.
Well, I didn't tell
Are
them.
they hard to
would have.
install?
No, it's just two screws.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
do the
okay.
install. It's just that those, when we had them put in, they're plastic, and I already told them that the plastic stuff is
Yeah.
just crap. But it's kind of important because during a hurricane, it fastens. See, without it being fastened, see how the whole thing will move?
Yeah.
And this is real glass.
Yeah.
When it's hooked, they're all hooked together, it's all one thing. And it doesn't move near as bad.
There we go.
Well, I did not know that.
Well, I noticed your house is all decked out. It's
Yeah,
a
it looks like,
winter wonderland.
Like Santa Puke in here, but yeah.
That's the way of putting it.
Well, after a month or so of this, you just want to put things away.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll be
Just
glad
water's fine, Skip.
be glad when Christmas is over and I can put stuff away. I love decorating, but I do get tired of it.
Yeah.
So. But how y'all doing? You got your Christmas decorations up? And did you stay warm this morning? This morning was kind of bitey out there. Yes, I was walking this morning, but I was all bundled up, so I stayed warm. But just the thoughts of going out there, I kept trying to make up my mind, and then I thought, just take your butt out there. Once I got going, I was fine. But they said you just sit there and look at that thermometer and thinking it's cold. I don't want to go out there; it's cold. And I know a lot of you are laughing at me because you're up in the snow and what have you, and 42 doesn't mean anything to you, but
They're asking about you, Skip. Oh, now you're in the picture.
Yeah.
Jerry Bell says that the viewership will go up as long as you're off camera.
Oh, well, and Mark Ryan says holiday greetings to everyone from Northeast Iowa. Great to see Craig on today's guest list. Appreciated his kindness responding to my email. There you go.
Yep,
Mark Ryan,
even in Iowa.
even in Iowa.
That's right.
What about Iowa?
Mark and I kind of had a little conversation back and forth about health insurance, and he's in Iowa. Just giving him some
Mark.
tips, and
Mark Ryan.
Mark Ryan, he's
Oh,
on there.
so is he getting ready to move here?
Well, you never know.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I think maybe one day.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
you love my antlers.
Well, you're the man when it comes to knowing what to do from one state to another.
man,
I figured this is
Before we go too far, I want to get this out of the way because I always forget. You want to thank some people that sent us gifts this week, Christmas cards. You picked them up, I didn't.
Oh, okay. God, I didn't write everybody's name down. But thank you all for the lovely Christmas cards, and we got a ton this week, and we got some gift cards. Thank you so much. We are going to use
I know
those.
one that was Cindy Gano.
Yes, Cindy. Yeah, and
you know.
Yeah, good to know.
yeah, good to know. Yeah, we tried to figure out your address to send you a Christmas card because it's different than the one I had last year. So, and I said we couldn't quite make it out, and so I had to Google you, but I got it. So hopefully it'll get to the right place anyhow. But thank you for the lovely card and the gift card. We really appreciate that. And I got cards from so many other people, and I didn't think to write all the names down.
Let's see how we can get that other thing in here and get that further back and get all of us.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you scoot over here, I mean, I don't bite, guys.
I mean, this is such a $9 setup.
I can scoot over. I'm on wheels,
Yeah.
so they can wheel me out of here.
Big
Is
guy.
why. See, there he is. Oh, look at the viewership start going up.
Not really. We only got 62 people.
Just
See,
chip it
I don't
just a
like
little.
doing these around holidays because
Yeah.
everybody's busy. They're traveling, they're Christmas shopping, last minute stuff. They're getting last minute deals, and they ain't got time to come and watch a bunch of old people sit around a table and gossip.
Wow.
That's why I was wondering. I was like, well, I'll stop by and see.
Yeah, the other announcement.
I was already here,
There will
so
be no porch setting next Wednesday because I'm doing something next Wednesday. Oh, a Zoom call. I have a Zoom call at 1:00.
Yeah,
So,
and it's
I don't-
important, and we have to take it.
Yeah, it's
So
important. It's
Yeah.
a Zoom call with attorneys that's trying to help us to get my sister situated for an assisted living possibly or something like that.
yep.
It's in Indiana and they're going to do a Zoom call. So it's something I have to do. So we're not doing this.
Yeah.
okay.
It's on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't hear him. They don't
The
hear
mic's on Craig, honey.
Can I hear you?
No.
Yeah, they hear me enough.
He's got a
Okay.
voice that carries. Yeah. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Indiana, my niece graduated from Purdue
Oh yeah. Cool.
on Sunday. So
I think I had a nephew that graduated from Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lives in Noblesville. Gonna
Yeah.
work in
I almost
Noblesville.
graduated from Purdue.
Yeah.
No.
No? Hey, you've had so many things happen in your life. I don't know if I would be surprised at anything you said.
I know. The kids sit down and said, "Did he do that on purpose?" Because he's kind of a jack of all trades. He's done a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the way. I don't think he did it on purpose. It just happened that way. Yeah. The good thing you knew what you were doing.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Listen, you've done a little bit of everything.
Your lessons of life.
My dad always taught me that racing. He said, "You do anything you want to." And so I think I just carried that with me. So whenever somebody says, "Hey, I got a semi truck for sale," my mind goes, "What am I going to do? I don't know how to drive it. I'll buy it anyway, and I'll learn how to drive it."
That's right.
That's how I did things.
Yeah.
Hey.
I bought a lampshade shop one time. A lampshade.
Silk lampshades
Store.
now.
Really?
And I quit the cabinet store.
Yeah, because he was a cabinet
I went
maker.
home one day and I told Sis, "I bought a business today." She said, "What did you get?" "A lampshade store." She goes, "What the hell do you know about lampshades?" I said, "Nothing." But I said, "It looked like a pretty good business, so I bought it."
That is
Yeah.
funny. Oh my
And
God.
and we liked it. You know, we got our use out of it. But yeah.
I even remember the name of the shades we sold with 3 brand names: Grabel out of California, Finchel out of Chicago, and the ones that had the hand painted shades for sports. They were actually shades were made out of kind of like a wood, and then they were hand painted.
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
Artemis
Yeah.
Artemis shades. And
Yeah.
in the little town of Anderson, when people came to buy, this is back in the 80s, and we're talking $65 lampshades.
Yeah.
Wow.
Silk.
They were selling.
Yeah, silk lampshades.
Anyway, and nobody else sold this stuff around us. Nobody. We even went to Indianapolis to the big shopping centers at that time.
Nobody
We
had.
found one store that sold them, and they were higher than we were.
Yeah.
And so ended up, there were certain days of the month that busloads of people would come from southern Indiana. They would call us. I appreciate they called us and we're
Yeah.
going to come up. Can we come up on Saturday? How many coming on the bus? There'll be three dozen people on this bus. We were just a small store.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's what we done.
You had what they were looking for.
When we did the hospital, all the waiting rooms in the hospital and the doctor's lounges and
But who was the guy that kept buying all them weird, looked like whorehouse shades? The scallop bottom with little fuzzy things that we didn't have made.
nice.
Okay.
They'd be like $150 per shade.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he would come in and he would just, that's what he wanted. I can't think of his name. He had that bar like up there on Broadway. Anyway, whatever his name was.
Yeah. A lot of red velvet involved there,
Yeah,
guys.
lots.
Yeah. But yeah, they were beautiful shades, but it's kind of a certain niche that you have for it because not the average person would buy that.
But the point was,
Right.
what the hell do we know about lampshades?
Yeah.
Oh, and we sold
learned.
special lamps too after that.
Yeah, we made lamps for a long time.
Yeah, we never started
Yeah.
making
Bowling ball lamps. I mean, a million of those.
Ah.
Yeah.
And people had special stuff that they wanted lamps made out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who it was, but after we started making our own lamps and putting them in the windows, and there's always like one, because if you make a special lamp, like have a bowling ball, there's not 2 bowling balls. So
Right.
Dad had a pitcher pump,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a black leather shade made for that.
Yeah, what it was a butter churn, an old fashioned butter churn with the wooden paddles inside,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and he wanted it made into a lamp.
yeah. And then all of a sudden somebody got a whiff of this. I think somebody told somebody that told somebody. We started getting phone calls from antique shops saying, "Do you have the cloth electrical cords?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And can you rewire this antique chandelier or whatever we got?" Of course, everything on these old things you can't buy them, right?
Right.
But we had contacts with companies that could copy everything we wanted. And we say, "Sure. Well, how much?" Now I'm stuck, right? I'm going, I don't know, what's this worth? Well, we did it, and we charged them quite a bit for the time to get things done.
Right.
After I sold this place and got tired of it, got away from it, I got to thinking, liability. Never thought about
Oh
that.
yeah.
What if I had dropped
With the cords or whatever.
No, yeah. What if one of them lamps fell off the workbench and broke?
Yeah.
I never had no insurance.
Yeah.
Not for that, I don't think.
Well, and like I said, that's what stopped a lot of ingenuity is liability laws.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
sue you for anything nowadays. So
Yeah.
well, it looks like everybody's having a pretty cold December. Not just us.
Is everybody cold? It's
Yes.
cold here too.
you know, 30s and 40s everywhere.
Look at
And
Craig, he's got a long sleeve shirt
Yeah.
on. But
Laura said last year she spent Christmas in Cincinnati and they had 5 inches of snow on the ground for Christmas. I don't know what it is this year. What kind of temperatures they having up there?
what?
I said, what kind of weather they having up there this year? Is
Up there.
Cincinnati,
In Alaska right now, it's like 13 below zero.
Cincinnati, Chicago, up in that
Mackinac
area.
Island.
Well,
Ask Jerry.
Laura just said.
Ask Jerry. He lives up there in that hellhole.
Yeah. Oh, and they said, yeah, one of them is floppy. Well, both of mine are floppy. Yeah, I had a Santa hat, but it wouldn't stay on because of my hair clip. So I said I just had to go with the antlers. And we stopped at a store last week. I was with one of the girls, and she wanted to get a set of antlers, and we stopped at the Dollar Tree, and we stopped at Dollar General and Family Dollar. She was trying to get a pair of antlers, and she couldn't find them anywhere. I said, just take mine. And she said, no, I want my own.
There you go. Everybody needs a pair of antlers.
Well,
right?
you know, I have one for a set for every occasion. Every holiday, I've got ears.
Now you see what my life is like.
Hey, thanks for putting those the pictures of the houses that were decorated and all.
I just get them off the news.
Yeah. Was it your news? Yeah, it was on the end of your news last
Yeah,
week.
They'll be on the news every week until now. Mine won't because I wasn't going to do news next week at all. But I got so many emails complaining about me saying I'm not going to do the news for next week. I just going to take Christmas week off because, as you see, look, there's only 87 people looking.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Everything drops off.
Well,
You know, look at the where we did the carolers out here. You know, on average, you get 5 to 6 or 7,000 views within a week or two.
Right.
We're not even hardly at 1,600 on that. You know, and so that's why I don't like doing them. I just soon not even do it. So I'm not doing anything next week. I got video for the villages, but I'm not going to put it up till after the first year. I got some other stuff not done. And then all of a sudden, all these emails came in. You're going to do the news. You got to do the news. I said, now I'm not doing the news. Oh, come on, you got to do the news. And then some of these people that say they got to do the news, I know has been subscribed for a long time.
Right.
And I knew a few of them were Patreon members. And so, God, you know, I got to do it, I suppose. So I'm working on the news for not this Friday. This Friday's done, but for next Friday to be ahead. I'm doing it a different way. And already I'm not satisfied with it.
oh God.
The video's fine. It's the audio. I tried doing it without using the studio microphones.
Mm-hmm.
I tried using the wireless microphone, so I took my wireless microphone because I didn't want people to see it. I put it under the shirt, thinking it's probably okay. Well, it's okay as long as I sit still. But then as soon as
And
I
you
move
hear all
forward,
that.
the audio
Yeah.
starts getting wonky and stuff.
Rubbing against your.
But guess what? I'm putting it up that way. I'm not doing it over.
That's
Good.
right. They'll just be glad to see something. So, but
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
good. That was good to see.
oh, and Tara Main said she enjoyed watching the video of the Christmas carolers. Yeah, they were super.
That's
And
what
I
you
said
hear,
they-
right? Some Christmas colors.
Well, it's a different team.
I
And
thought
they
we
said
had the whole team out there.
we didn't have the window washers, no, because one of them said she couldn't come because she lives in Ocala.
Oh,
The other two said they were going to, but couldn't make it this year. But we had all the office staff and the president, actually. He
you
was
see
there
the
too.
temperature in Cincinnati, Joseph Schmidt. So Cincinnati had 18 degrees yesterday morning.
I know. Well, don't laugh. I
Wow.
mean, that's mean.
I'm not laughing at you, Jared. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Like I said, I was kind of bugged out with 42, but yeah, 18. Wow.
And we're whining about it being, what is it, 50 some out there?
It
Right.
was 42 this morning.
What is it now?
When you were out there,
I
yeah.
think it's probably 50, 51.
We have no reason to whine. We really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. I had these bushes trimmed just 2 weeks ago.
I know. I was going to ask you about that.
I don't know. I don't know what caused
They
it.
They're just-
like the cool weather. I think they grow really good
But why
in
does
the
it
cool
grow
weather.
like that?
Interesting.
One sprig, just one sprig.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Merry Christmas, Joy.
Yeah, they're the more adventurous part of the plant.
Yeah, it bugs me though. I'm not
Wrestler's
gonna
here.
It's funny
get a
though.
pair of scissors and cut them.
Right. Yeah. Wrestler.
Yeah. Hey, Wrestler, what do you think of my ears?
What's the temperature in
Hershey,
Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. He He said it, wrestler. Not me. He said it. He called your state Pistol Tucky.
Yeah, we used to do that a lot, but, you know, Kentuckiana.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, Rizzo says it's 69 in the Keys. Maybe we need to go south.
That's mile marker 0 for you people out there, you travelers. Mile marker 0.
Yeah.
The Keys.
Yeah.
Key West.
TR haven't got it yet, but like I said, it's probably coming. I checked the mail last night, but I haven't been up there yet today. So, and you do like my ears, wrestler? Like I said, it looks like me, doesn't it? Yeah, like I said, I needed more ears. I need more hair to cover the ears.
50 degrees in Oklahoma.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oklahoma's this big. So I'm not sure what.
Has a little panhandle on it.
Yeah, it could be 50 degrees here and 13 below 0 here.
I kind of feel that way about the villages now. Oh, my.
You ever been to Oklahoma during the winter? I have several times. It's not fun.
Yeah. All right,
It's all
Rizzo.
open and flat.
Yeah.
Nothing stops the wind.
Nope.
Nothing stops
Snow. Yeah.
Rizzo said they live in Marathon, mile marker 50.
50.
You know where that's at?
Yeah. Well, Marathon. Yeah, I did. And it was
Yeah,
50.
Brenda.
Is that 50? Okay. Makes
Brenda,
sense.
it is enclosed. Yeah, that's the door into the house. Is, you know, it's open, but the rest of the night the windows are closed. That's what I said. We had custom windows enclose it, and those people have been so good. They were the ones that come out and caroled for us the other day, and they come and cleaned the windows today. They're just super. I mean, they're good people to work with. They do good work. I just can't say anything bad about them. And they're just the friendliest people.
I don't know who installs anymore. They got a crew of several people.
Mm-hmm.
The guys that installed mine, I recognized one of them because it was the same guy that was over at Linda's. And he
Oh.
recognized, and we got to talking to him. Now, the guy that was helping him, I never seen before. But like I said, they got several guys. There's so many people in the villages now, one crew cannot do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got several guys that work, and they know what they're doing. The best thing to do is when they're working, seriously, is
Leave them alone.
leave them alone.
Stay out of their way.
The longer you talk, the longer it's going to take, and this guy's got a list of jobs he needs to get to.
Yeah. But I said, they're just the nicest people to work with. I mean, the office staff was wonderful. The work crews that they send out is wonderful. I just can't say enough good about them, really.
Now, we don't recommend people unless we know the kind of work they do.
Right.
Like, there's probably other people here that does what Craig does, but I know what Craig does. I don't know what these other people do. They might be full of crap. They might tell you something that ain't true because they want to get you to put your name on that dotted line down there. I just don't trust those kind of people. And I know for facts that I've heard from other people that Craig has actually told them somewhere else to go to get what they needed because he really couldn't provide the service that they were particularly looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And how many people will actually do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Patricia Shaw says it's 60 degrees here in Rio Verde. So is that in the Spanish Springs area, or are you talking about a different country here?
What?
Rio Verde said it's 60 degrees in Rio Verde. I don't know where that's at.
60, Rio Verde.
Yeah. It just sounds like over in Spanish Springs somewhere, but
Maybe that's the villages of Rio Verde.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know about Rio Verde though. I know Rio Grande.
No, we got a Verde somewhere of some kind.
Well, there's a Verde Vista. I think a Vista Verde.
You're bound
something
to.
like that. Yeah.
Doesn't verde mean green?
I don't know.
In
I
Spanish?
remember seeing the sign.
I
Something
got it.
village of something.
If it's in
Verde.
Florida, it's got to have verde in it somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Like I said, that the name sounds familiar anyhow, but I'm not sure where it's at. So we're up to 102, sweetie.
These things, when you wash his clothes, do you ever find like cookies in there?
Yes.
He has them everywhere.
Yeah.
Cookies here,
everywhere.
cookies there.
You notice what's under the Christmas tree?
Oh, I didn't
It's a
see
can
it.
full of cookies.
There was.
That's what it is.
Skip is saying there was a can full of cookies.
She's got some cookies for the driveway caroler thing. You know, we were only going to have maybe some.
Oh yeah, just a few people. Yeah, a couple little appetizers.
She told me that, and I said, oh, okay. But that's the table, I think something added.
And then I think you guys ended up smoking a brisket and everything
No,
else
no.
out
We
there.
didn't do that.
We had pizza and
We had
mini
a lot.
quiche and, yeah, we had a lot. Nobody ate anything.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking and didn't get around to the food, so,
By the way, it's been over a month. We still have no microwave.
yeah. They're scheduled to be here Friday.
Sure.
The tail of the
They-
microwave.
When they show up, they just don't, they don't get it
They
fixed.
show up, they got no parts, it's under warranty, and then the guy makes a phone call, and the guy on there says, well, just take it out, set it on a workbench, come back, we'll do this or that. And the guy says, I have to do what they tell me because they're in control of it. I'm
Yeah.
saying after 3 and 4 trips of being here, not bringing the right parts,
Right.
not having good parts, just replace it with a new one.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I mean, after
I mean, yeah, after because I know those parts aren't cheap. And I said, but I didn't pay a large amount for that.
yeah, for the
microwave.
whole thing.
So,
Yeah.
and I
They're
told
coming
them,
up here from Orlando.
Really?
That van sucks gas.
oh,
They
well.
could have bought more gas than buy me a new microwave.
Yeah, but the man's right. You know, it's not his call. He has to do what Samsung tells him to. So they put all new parts in it and still had a problem with running on its own. And so the guy tells him, you know, order new parts. So he ordered all new parts again. So they're coming back Friday. We'll see what happens. So, hey, Kathy B.
I got no faith in it.
So
Lester says 40 degrees in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Pennsylvania.
there was ice on the roads this morning. So he says he can't wait till it actually gets cold. Oh, my goodness. And I said, I'm ready for winter to be over. You know, I got to thinking about it, and we've been doing porch. How long have we been doing porch sitting?
Huh?
How long have we been doing porch sitting?
About 3 years.
We've never spent this much time in the lanai.
It's because of the cold weather, but no, we haven't been out here that much. Even on days we thought was a little kind of chilly, she'd wear a sweater, we still sat out front.
Yeah,
The
but
only
this
thing that kept
year,
us from being out front if it was really windy or rainy.
Rainy. Yeah.
this year's been different. It got colder quicker than it usually does, and it's kind of stayed that way.
Yeah, it's a
And,
little
and I
chilly.
said, cold to us, you know, is below 60. But yeah, it just really kind of blows my mind because I remember the last couple of years we didn't sit in here all the time. We were out
They had
out
snow
front.
down by Orlando last night. I saw it on the news.
Oh, they were making snow.
Yeah, Celebration.
Oh yeah, we were in Celebration one year when they made snow. It was fun. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah, it was
wait
really
a minute,
fun.
what's in that cookie or what's in that cup?
Yeah, well, we've got
Celebration.
plenty. I'll tell you what, between Jerry Bell and Phil, and I said we've got enough.
Fudgeville?
Yeah, well, no, he was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I said we've got enough booze to keep us warm for a while.
Oh, I was going to say with
Yeah.
Phil, yeah.
As I said, Jerry brought me a big bottle the other day, and I said I don't drink that much, so you know just a little bit at a time. So it takes a while to get rid of it, but we got a lot right now.
I drink it all. I got no problem with it.
Wrestler says Luann's watching, so behave yourself.
I'm not scared of her. I ain't scared of her.
Hey, do we have a holiday recipe from her?
Who's Luann?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Isn't she
I
the,
assume they,
Healthy
she's,
home cooking.
she's
yeah.
the cuisinaire.
yeah,
Yes,
I assume
yes.
they probably do. She got probably some kind of a tofu turkey meat or something.
Oh yeah,
Turkey loaf.
yeah, tofurkey and yeah. I'll tell you what, I did find out. I was looking for things to watch on TV, and it's impossible anymore. So I go to
Yeah.
YouTube like everybody else. And I found a lady on there that she was talking about boiled eggs. And I eat a lot of boiled eggs. I usually eat a boiled egg in the morning. And she was saying how to cook them without having to, you know, when the shell's breaking like a million pieces and you're picking off those little pieces. And she was showing that if you take the egg on its end and you take a spoon and tap it when you hear the snap, and then you can hear it. You can tell the difference between when you're going around in a circle and when you hit the end and you can hear that snap. And I said, then it makes the pieces, when you peel it, the pieces are bigger. Sometimes they come off in 3 pieces. Just, you know, just a little tip. Not a biggie because, you know, they don't come off all at one time, but but you don't have like 1,000 little pieces that you have to
You
take
say,
off.
I don't know how to pronounce that, T.R. Mains,
Tiara Mains, yeah.
Tremaines.
Yeah. They're from
About
Oklahoma.
mailing Christmas cards, so I hope you got it.
I haven't got it yet. That's why I told her I haven't got it
I
yet.
know you got it. You got a bunch of them in there, and you just said, I got them in there, but I don't remember the names.
I know what I remember who I got them from, and it
Well,
wasn't her.
his name ain't Tremaines.
No, it's no, I know.
So that's the problem. We don't know if we got his card or not because we don't know his real name.
No, her name is Robin. I know.
Is he the one from Oklahoma that
Yes,
came here and
yes.
we met? Oh, okay. I know who
And I said
it
that's
is
his
now.
name and her name.
Well, see, I don't know Tremaines.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but anyhow, I said I haven't got it yet, but it's probably up there today because like I said, I haven't been to the mailbox yet today.
So he's
Yeah.
the one that sent the thing in from Oklahoma about it being 40 degrees up there.
Yeah,
Probably, right?
yeah, and
Bet you miss us now, don't you?
oh, Kathy B says this message is geared towards Susan. She paints. Have you ever taken the classes taught by a Bob Ross certified instructor? I saw the classes in the Enrichment Academy catalog. No, honey, because I took them years ago at home. We actually did not live. We lived just outside of Muncie, or I did. Lived just outside of Muncie, whereas where Bob Ross started, and at Ball State, I think they still have. I think they still have something going on of his. I don't think the house is open anymore, but they've got some kind of display there that kind of memorializes what he does. But yeah, I took the classes years and years ago because, I mean, who couldn't resist? My kids, believe it or not, my one kid got in trouble in school. And I said, when I called the school about it, and they said, we found out he was in a gang. And I said, a gang? And they said, yeah, he's in a gang, him and a couple other boys. And I said, what kind of a gang? I mean, I knew my kid. I said, what kind of a gang are you talking about? And they said, well, we know the name of it. And said they've got a statue that they worship. and the statue was a bust of Bob Ross with the afro, right? And the name of the group was Brig, Bob Ross's God. I laughed so hard, I really couldn't help it because the boys thought it was just a really funny joke, and the school thought it was a serious game. So anyhow, like I said, that's my Bob Ross story. But yeah, I took that class years and years ago, and he was super at what he did, and he made the average person realize that they could paint.
Yep.
Really, I mean, he made it look that easy, and the way he done it, it really was. I know a million people that's tried it, and if you watch his videos, and they're just so soothing. His voice is so calm. And I said, there's a couple people that took over after him that's done those painting shows, and they have a lot to learn from him. Let me tell you.
That never works.
Yeah.
Just like when Hoss Cartwright died, the show went off the air the next year.
Well,
That's true.
That's just the way it works. The day's going to come I die. Do you think you're ever going to be able to replace me on this ever?
yeah. Well, TR says, haha, Skip, this is Robin. I'm off work today, but Tim is driving a semi today.
Yeah.
He says, I do miss Florida.
I know you do.
Yes.
Where's he going? I'm not curious. Where's he going? You say, semi, is he running? I think he runs local. Did he tell us he runs local? He was home every day?
I forget when he owned Fish or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either.
Prince Edward Island. Where's that at?
Up
Sounds familiar.
Canada.
Is it Canada?
Yeah, it's up in that area somewhere.
Is it Canada?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to figure out what PEI was, because somebody kept saying PEI, and I said, what is that? And everybody told me that's what it was. It's
Oh, I get that
Island.
once in a while too. He'll sign a PEI, and I'm looking at it going, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, now I know what it is. But
Must be cold up there.
Them Canadians like it.
yeah. I got a brother that they vacation where it's cold. I mean, they
Yeah.
were down here once, but they live just outside of Chicago. But they go to
They go
Canada
to
for
cold
vacation,
weather. Yeah.
and because they really like skiing and
Right.
that kind of thing. They like the cold weather.
Snowmobiling
Yeah.
and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Oklahoma City. I used to, once in a while, we'd have to stop by pretty close to Oklahoma City called Sepulveda. Sapulpa, Oklahoma. I always thought it was a town full of Greeks. I don't really know that. Sapulpa just sounds Greek.
Yeah. Remember that guy
Yeah.
we used to listen to on the radio every night? That
Oh
was
yeah, I
from
used to listen
Oklahoma?
to Mercer, Roy D. Mercer.
Yeah, Roy D. Mercer. Oh my
Radio
God,
show.
it's so funny. And you can still get it on YouTube, I think. You can still get some of his broadcasts, but
I used to
Huh.
listen to and then and coming back from California when you came through that area, I don't know what channel it was on the radio, and I think we had XM too. The car guys. One of them's dead now, so
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
talk to you. There were two brothers that would talk about
From-
fixing cars.
From Boston.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're hilarious.
Healthy Home Cooking has a good muffin recipe coming out in January.
She has no good anything coming up in January.
Well, and Elias, with his Autism Takes On, just came out with a couple cookie recipes that Luann helped with as well.
By the way, did they ever answer Craig's question? He asked if she was coming out with any kind of special Christmas recipe.
What did I just say?
What'd you just say?
She has a good muffin recipe, but it's not coming out until
A
January.
good what recipe?
Muffin.
Muffin.
Yeah,
Christmas muffin?
we have to wait
It's
till
not coming out
January.
until January.
I've never heard of a Christmas muffin. Everybody knows the best part of a muffin is the top. You throw the rest of the muffin away.
Oh, you watch
Matter
too
of fact,
much.
that's even a segment on the Seinfeld show.
Yeah, I was gonna
About
say, you
muffin
watch too much
tops.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, the rest of the muffin, just throw it away.
Oh my.
Oh,
Let's see.
Skip, where's your microphone? Where's your microphone?
Right here.
here.
just leave
See?
it.
We can only hook two microphones up on this thing.
And I'm not talking.
Yeah, this
I don't know how that.
This system is actually in thanks to Healthy Home Cooking, because she said keep it KISS, and I didn't know what that stood for. I said, what does that stand for? She said, keep it simple, stupid. And this is about as simple as it can possibly get.
Yes, yes.
And so I've done it this way ever since.
Yeah. JD Ward, USA says, hello, Skip and Sue. I've been following your RV channel. What's the latest on the RV batteries? Well, you haven't watched all of it. Keep watching. Yeah. It was an epic, let me tell you.
The lithium batteries?
Yeah, I had them put in, they were installed, and actually, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag a little bit here. You gotta know me. I'm a reactor, and I don't mean like electricity either. I react to things. And sometimes I do things out of whim, and then later I wish I hadn't done that. But I did. So I was really ticked off about this whole system. It freaks me out when something doesn't work right and I'm on the road. I'm 1,000 miles from home and I know nobody's going to be able to do anything with this because it's a custom install. And looking back at what I did and know what I've done now, I kind of wish I'd never took it out. I wish I'd left it in there because now I know what I needed to do, and then I didn't. And so then well, you'll see. So all this is what led up to buying that thing in there, that Blue Eddy.
Yeah.
Was this the Panama City trip?
Yeah. No, this is I had to go all the way up to Podunk, Kentucky.
Yeah, we went to Indiana, but we had to stop in Kentucky and they put it in.
Yeah. And then went to Indiana, and then I did something, and things wasn't working, and I freaked out. And on the way back, I stopped in Kentucky, and I said, take all this shit out.
And he looked at you kind of strange, but he took it out.
Yeah, he looked at it real funny. But I warned him. I said, this better work right. I'm telling you right now, this better work right. If it don't, I'm liable to come right back here and tell you to take it out. I'm just warning you right now.
Yeah.
So he was warned before I left.
Yeah. Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
And
No surprises.
the classes at the Villages Enrichment Academy are taught by a Bob Ross certified instructor. Yes, they are. I took a couple other painting classes through the Enrichment Academy too, and really, really liked them. I haven't settled on. I find one on YouTube that I'm set with, and I'm pretty good with her. I haven't been painting here lately. I know I think I have to have some kind of medical problem before I get into painting, because I could paint like crazy during COVID, and when my leg was broke during the cancer, I just painted every day. I had a picture coming out, but
here's the problem with painting, the way I see it. I don't care about painting. I don't care about the equipment. I don't care about any of it. Except when you get done painting, after a couple, 3, 4 years, you got like 150 paintings stacked somewhere. What do you do with them? You just can't hang everything on the wall because now your house starts to look like crap because you got all this stupid stuff hanging on the wall. I mean, it's just too much. You can't sell it. What do you do with it? I say give it to the kids, all of it. Just put it in a box and send it to the kids.
Well, and I give a lot of it to charity to auction off. I took a lot of it to.
Give Craig some. He needs
Yeah, I think you need to go to like Powell Road and 44 with the RV and just set them up outside there. Have people stop by,
There's probably some law about that.
Yeah, yeah.
like the rugs that they used to sell,
Yeah.
right? Oh,
And
those
then,
rugs.
I haven't-
44.
I haven't sold it. Well, I sold
I
a
think they
couple,
did.
but most of them I said just I'd give them to charity so they could sell them or raffle them off. And then I got a house full too.
Already, I thought they
So
were just talking about building.
Yeah,
Have you been to it?
I haven't been inside just to buy it.
Just wondering if they're having shoplifting problems like everybody else is. I have noticed though here, the Walmart here, for all you northern shoplifters coming down here, I'm just warning you right up front that the Walmart here at Sarasota and I think the Walmart up at Buffalo Ridge has hired private security. So if you come in, it's zero tolerance and they will prosecute you. They're not fooling with it anymore.
yeah.
They both have self checkout, right? Both of them.
See, you know, years ago when Menards was the first one that I remember having self-checkout.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had a cart. I used to love to go to Menards. I had a cartload of stuff. And I went over there, and the lady was standing there, and she was saying, "Sir, you can self-checkout over here." Now, I'm a Teamster guy. I'm working, and I'm a union guy. I looked at her, and I said, "No, it's okay. I don't believe in taking jobs away from people." And she said, "We're not taking jobs away from people." I said, "Well, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard." I said, "If you didn't have that self-checkout thing right there, wouldn't there have to be somebody working there to check somebody out?" So we got into this thing, and so then I was told, "Well, you're going to have to use a self-checkout because we're so busy, we don't have enough checkout people. You got to use it." I said, "Either you check me out, or you're going to have to hire somebody to empty all this stuff I got in my cart." And it was heaped over with stuff. I think I was building a garage or something at that time.
Yeah.
And put everything back on the shelf. And so I left. I left everything in the cart and just left it. And I ain't been back to Menards since. I'm not a believer in that. So we come down here and I see the self-checkout stuff popping up everywhere. Lowe's, Walmart, you name it.
Publix.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And so my mind says, okay, you guys think you got trouble with shoplifters now, just wait.
Mhm.
And then all this is happening and everybody's going around, what's the matter with these people? Well, what did you think was going to happen? God.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true.
And I said they are going now. A couple of the stores are going back to
Are
the
they?
original. I mean, they're going to keep the self-service,
Like
which I
one
think
or-
it serves
yeah.
a purpose for some people. But like I said, to have all of them self-checkout was insane. But like they're going back to manned registers and just keeping a couple of the.
Well, it's not only
Self-checkout.
that. I noticed it when I went to CVS here a while back, and I don't go shopping that much to notice a difference. But when I do go, I really notice differences because I ain't been there in a long time. When did they start putting plastic lockable things across the aisle?
Right.
So if you want to get a thing of shampoo, you got to
gotta
ask
ask
somebody
somebody.
to come and open this thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can't have checkout, but we can hire people to unlock the door to let me get a thing of shampoo. I don't get the American
my
logic
goodness.
anymore.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Merry Christmas from Santa Land, PEI.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Santa Land. Well, I don't know. You know, we come from Indiana, and they have a Santa Claus, Indiana, and they have a big amusement park there. I forget what it's called now, but it's still a going. Been there since I was young.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, there's a Christmas Florida too.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Christmas Florida.
Oh yeah,
Christmas for lawyer.
Florida.
Just Florida.
Christmas, Florida.
Yeah.
Is
She
it-
was saying Santa Claus, Indiana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's around here, I think.
I don't know where it's
I
at.
know
but
years
I
ago,
know
we
it
used to
is.
go up 75, and there was a big billboard up there saying the largest Christmas store in Florida or something like that. I don't know if it's still there or not.
No, it's not. It was,
Is that Christmas Florida?
Back to the west
No.
now.
no, that was just a antique store that was trying to make a living.
The biggest Christmas store that I've ever seen, and probably the biggest celebrating of Christmas in a town I've ever seen, was once when I had to go in there in the semi truck. Was a place called Frankenmuth,
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
and then I was there during a
Yep.
holiday thing.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Yep.
People ain't messing
They,
around up there.
they have all those gingerbread houses and everything
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
You can smell food from one end of the town to the other. So I'd like to get up there, I think, someday for Christmas and check that out. I think they're still safe to go to. I've always wanted to go to New York City for Christmas, but I don't think New York City right now is a good time to go up there. I don't speak the language.
Yeah.
Hey, Keys. Oh, my. Frank Lowe says lithium batteries start fires in garages.
Yeah.
Car batteries, electric cars, rechargeable batteries. They have to put a blanket over an electric car and still they can restart a fire. Garages are burning.
The newer batteries aren't like the older batteries. I don't know about the batteries in a car. They're different. But when you buy lithium batteries for your RV or whatever, inside those batteries, or the good batteries, there is a smart system. If the battery overheats, it shuts the battery off. Remember mine up there shut off?
Yes.
We had to restart them. If the battery gets too cold, it shuts off and you can't charge it.
Mm.
So those batteries are fine. I don't think you have a problem with those kind. Now the kind that goes in a car, that's the whole bottom of a car is a battery. I don't know anything about them, but I do know that I've read a lot of stories about them getting on fire. Matter of fact, Chevrolet had that electric car. What was it called?
Volt.
The Volt.
Yep.
That thing was getting on fire everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're even having trouble with the kids' skateboards. The
Really?
skateboards, those are catching fire in people's
They only
garages.
catch fire when you're on the sidewalk. I'm just saying that because I know what you're talking
Well, because I was talking about getting a scooter one, but then I kept seeing that. I thought, well, they don't need anything.
Now, if
like
I'm
that.
going to buy a scooter or anything electric, I think I'd buy an electric scooter. Those look pretty cool to me.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about. The
You said
batteries in
skateboard.
those. And I didn't know what they call them. That
Well, if you're going to order it, you got to know what to order. You don't order a skateboard if you
they
don't
have
order a scooter.
pictures.
Yeah,
Thank
I
God.
scooter. Matter of fact, we have a neighbor here somewhere here, an adult. He goes to the mailbox on one of them scooters. And I watch
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Patricia Shaw says Rio Verde is in Arizona.
Oh.
That's why. Yeah.
Okay, we do have a Valley Verde, Villa Verde,
Yeah.
Village of. It's
Vista.
a villa area.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
We do.
It's off of, I know where it is.
Yeah.
It's off
Valley
of
Vista.
466.
Yeah. Isn't it an adult
No,
family park?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
People die in there.
But yeah, we got one that's close.
Am I awful?
So, okay. TR says
Well, I caused you to unsubscribe.
at Walmart, they want you to
No, I
self-checkout.
would subscribe for that.
Walmart, they want you to self-checkout while a bunch of workers are standing around waiting to help you with self-checkout. It doesn't make sense.
Well, it's up to you. You got the choice. You don't have to go to self-checkout. You can go to those.
But for a while, they made it so they didn't have anything else
What they were
open.
doing at Menards up there was kind of force you. So they would say, we only have one person working today in checkout, but then they'd have 6 self-checkouts over there. Those 6 people that's supposed to be working over here are standing over there
Wow.
saying, we can help you. We can help you. Well, just go over there and operate that cash register.
Yeah.
Well, Home Depot was doing the same thing. And I said the only checkout they had was in lawn and garden. And so I thought, well, I'll do the self-checkout thing. And I said, I got up there and something went wrong with the machine. And I'm standing there. I don't know how to fix it. There's nobody come to help me. And I said,
Don't go.
well, I haven't been back there since. I just took all my stuff back to lawn and garden, went through the checkout. But that's the only checkout they had open, was in lawn and garden.
What are you going to do if you stick your credit card in there to pay for something? And
Yeah.
all of a sudden there's a glitch.
That's what
You
happened.
get no receipt. You get nothing. Did they charge the card? Did they not charge the card? The person working there, they don't know anything about this machine.
Yeah, well,
they just know what you're supposed to
Thing
do.
was, it was so crowded, there wasn't anybody to help
Don't
you.
go.
Yeah.
Just don't go.
Well, I didn't. I haven't been back there since. It made me feel really terrible because there's people standing behind me waiting in line, and here I can't do anything with this machine. Could not find anybody to help me. Now, I know that isn't the case at Walmart. They usually have 3 or 4 people standing out there ready to help you, which, like you said, it doesn't make sense if they can't ring the cash register, but they're standing there to help you run the cash register.
By the way, we've been busy this week too.
The week's not over, kiddo.
I know we had the window people here today.
Doctor visit?
Then you gotta go get your glasses. I got a
I
mammogram
gotta
this
go get my
evening.
glasses.
And, yeah, like I said, you know,
And
it's just,
then next Thursday, is it Thursday? I got a doctor appointment. I keep putting this thing off. I don't even want to go. And then Wednesday, I got a Zoom call.
Yeah.
We did something else though this week.
well, Samsung's coming Friday.
Huh?
Samsung's coming Friday.
Samsung, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone all day tomorrow.
Are we gonna fix some dinner, Samsung people? We should just come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, that's why they left the microwave out, so there wasn't no sense in putting it back in and have to take it out again. So,
Yeah, I'm not sitting on my workbench. It's in my way.
well,
And
when's
we
the
got a big
last,
hole in the wall.
when's the last time you used the workbench? So,
Huh?
I said, when's the last time you used the workbench?
But if I wanted to, it's
I
on
know.
my workbench.
I know.
Your microwave is on my workbench.
Well, I could have told him to leave them on the counter, but I didn't. So,
Oh,
William
anyhow,
Rizzo says my phone sucks. Mine does too. But I'll tell you, I connected my phone to the computer, seriously. And my phone just gets worse and worse. It just got slower and slower. And sometimes I'd click on an app and some other app would open up. It just wasn't right. I told Susan, it's really getting bad. So I hook it into my computer to, I don't know why, just to check things. I wanted to download something. And then a thing was on there about files and downloads. And I've never been in there. So I clicked on it to see what the hell it was. There was 101 pictures on there that I thought I deleted a long time ago. And videos. So I started deleting all of them. And believe it or not, it probably took 5 minutes. That's not a long time, but when you delete stuff, that's a long time.
yeah.
It took 5 minutes to delete all of it.
It's backup. It backs up everything 2 or 3 times.
My phone's working, I won't say 100% better, but it's working 50% better. So I'm wondering how much more crap I have on this phone that I don't know where it is.
Yeah, and I download stuff off of the pictures off my phone onto a little, yeah, what do they call them?
John Keller says Wrestler PA is not very original. They have California, the Indiana spelled wrong. John, have you been drinking again?
Christmas Florida's near Titusville.
Colada?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's supposed to be Colorado?
Yeah,
Let me see.
Colorado.
Yeah, John's been drinking.
Oh, bye, Mr. Cheez-Its. He has to run.
Pennsylvania. I don't know. Maybe that's the way. I don't know what it is. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Who done that? Laura said, finally dropped my landline last month. We dropped our landline years ago.
Gosh, yeah, I don't know how long
And
ago.
then shortly after that, we dropped cable and went all wireless on that. Actually, I like wireless better than cable, but wireless has its problems. Everything depends on Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
And if you have slow Wi-Fi, that's going to affect the streaming. If you have, in our area, like right now, snowbirds are here, so our Wi-Fi is getting overloaded. And so they even called us up and wanted to come to the house and check something out because they said they had something wrong. Well, then he called me yesterday and says, I think your system's been fixed. He said, I just checked your system out and everything's back to normal because actually they had a glitch down in the new area. Something happened down there, which somehow affected me up here. But he said they fixed that down there. And so now my thing is showing up okay. And the only problem I was having, I told Sue, it was really getting annoying. And it didn't happen all the time, just once in a while that I'd be watching something and the picture would freeze, but the audio kept talking. But the movie stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And if I shut it off and turned it back on, it'd work okay. But then at any given point, the picture would stop again, but the audio would keep going.
Yeah, and I didn't have any problem, but, you know, I don't watch that much TV.
I watch a lot.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of YouTube. A
Yeah.
lot.
That's it. Other
Yeah.
than QVC,
I do
I
too.
don't watch a lot.
I
Huh?
end up watching a lot.
Yeah, YouTube.
My new guy is the tow truck driver. Have you seen him, the guy in Atlanta?
Who?
He's a tow truck driver, like a wrecker.
I used to watch a tow truck company out in California. They'd go up to the top of the mountain and get them in the wintertime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because if you ain't never been in the mountains in California in the wintertime, you ain't seen any snow. I was listening to the radio one day, and it was my turn to drive. We're just chilling down the road. Tom's back there on his phone talking to Gene. I'm just chilling down the road, drinking my coffee, and heading home. You're heading home, right? and it's sunny out, and I'm the guy that's got to go over top of the mountain. And they kept talking about, well, it's not going to be a real bad day, but boy, at 1 o'clock it's going to start snowing. We're expecting between 3 and 6. I don't know, that ain't no big deal on the highway. 3 to 6 inches, they cover that. No, we meant 3 to 6 feet.
Wow.
Oh my God, it was a nightmare.
The automobile guys were click and clack.
Yep. Click
That's
and clack.
it. That's
Click
it.
and clack.
Click and clack.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love to listen to them coming home.
yeah. And Welder says, hello, Skip and Sue from Minnesota. We are going to have rain and 53 on Christmas Eve. Well, you know, for Minnesota, 53 is pretty good this time of year.
Yeah. What part of Minnesota is that? Wow. That's good.
Where our granddaughters lived in Grand Forks, they took us for a ride, and it wasn't very far outside of Grand Forks. There was the Minnesota line.
Yeah, they're right on the
Yeah.
line kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, we want to thank everybody for coming to the lunch the other day. I forget what even started all that.
Jerry Bell was coming.
Yeah, we was going to meet Jerry.
Was that you, Chuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jerry sent us an email. He come down here for business. He's one of them big fly around the world CEO kind of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he does. But anyway, he was in St. Pete. He said he was coming over here to check things out for a day or two. he says, let's meet and have some lunch. I said, okay. And I think we did it right here on Porch.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, we'll meet you over there. Next thing I know, Phil B said, yeah, I'll be there too. And then somebody else said, yeah, I'll be there too. And so they were like,
So we had a good time with a lot of us, yeah.
oh, and Dave Kozak.
Mhm.
He's on here once in a while. He came over. He's here for 2 or 3. He's here till April. He just bought a place. And so he's kind of getting things coordinated. And he showed up. And I can only tell you that him and his wife like oysters. My God, when we left, there was a mountain of oysters.
Really?
Oh, my Lord.
Yes.
Yeah, they must have had between the two of them 24 oysters.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they really liked, they seemed like they really liked
They said they were good. Yeah. That's good.
Frank Lowe says, thank you on the local news about the electric car batteries. Lithiums are safe. Thanks for the information.
Well, in these, they are safe. I ain't worried about these at all. The battery is what I'll call a smart battery. They have stuff inside the battery. Gets too hot, it shuts off. It's got automatic, everything's in there. These don't get on fire. I'm talking about the cars, automotive cars, and I'm not talking about the battery that starts an electric motor. Remember, when we got electric cars, there is no motor. So the bottom of a car, between the front wheels and the rear wheels, the board, the baseboard of the car, the floorboard of the car, that's the battery, all of it. I don't know anything about that. I do know Chevrolet, Volt, whatever type of battery they had, and there's different types of batteries. You got lithium ion. I think this in here is what they call a P04 lithium, some scientific word. I don't even know.
Right.
But these are okay. Jackery is probably one of the safest ones out there. Some of the off-brand ones, I don't know anything about them. Just do your homework. Most of them are probably okay. They're smart batteries. But when you buy a battery, Battleborn is probably the top seller of batteries. They're probably the most expensive, but they're probably the safest battery. There's other ones out there. Just do your homework. Make sure you're getting a smart battery, especially if you're going to put this battery in your RV or something like that you're living in or that you're going to be in or sleeping in or whatever. Because the last thing you want is for that, like in golf carts. I don't know if they use lithium around here in golf carts or not, because they charge different. You can't take a lead acid battery out and replace it with a lithium battery and expect it to work right. It tells you right there that you cannot use a car alternator to charge a lithium battery. That's why I had to get that DC to DC charger that has to hook in line, which is the main reason why I had it taken out, is because he couldn't figure out how to hook that up. And so I didn't have any alternator to charge my lithium batteries in the RV. And that was a problem with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Laura says she dropped her cable last month. Now she has YouTube TV and Xfinity for internet only. Yeah, we have.
My only thing is I've got the, what have I got? That's through Amazon, plug it in on the back.
Fire Stick.
a fire
Fire
stick.
stick, yeah.
I'm going to start changing my TVs out to get the smart TVs to where you can just, I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. The problem with it is most of the TVs I'm noticing, it's a competition thing. I can buy a TV that's Amazon TV, or I can buy a Google TV, or I can buy a some other smart TV, whatever they are. They all seem to have a system in them. Roku has their own system, which we have a Roku. I'm not in love with it because I don't like the remote box. It's terrible. It's awful. First of all, it's rounded on the bottom, so you can't really get a good hold of the damn thing. And if the battery's not completely charged on them things, you hit the button 3 and 4 times to get it to do something. I don't like it. So, believe it or not, I think the one I really liked was like Samsung or Sanyo. Samsung. One of them.
Remember, they made your microwave.
Yeah. And that's the reason why I haven't really ordered that, because that's the same name that was on our microwave.
Yeah, well, I spent 28 years at RCA.
Oh, yeah.
RCA stuff
But like I said, we went from RCA to
Right.
General Electric to TCE, but I would watch them in the warehouse, and it depended on how many inspections they made. The TV that was RCA got this kind of inspection. The TV that was a Sears TV only got maybe half of that inspection, that kind of thing. So they said they all come from the same place usually. So
yeah.
It's just how well it's inspected is where their money comes in. So.
And my opinion about electric cars has never changed either. First of all, I think they cost too much. And most of it's because of the batteries. And if you don't know, it's because there's a special tire on that car. You can't buy a regular tire to go on an electric car.
Well, now that Tesla is, I don't know if all of them are like that.
I'm pretty sure, because them batteries are heavy. And so they have to have a special tire to be able to handle that weight. Tesla has their own tire. The cars do not come with a spare. And so and this happened to Melody, she had a flat tire going out to Vegas, and she sat on the side of the road making several phone calls, and the wrecker that finally came and fixed her car, it seems to me, had to go 100 miles or so away to buy the tire that would go on her car.
Wow.
So, I mean, it gets a problem. But I do say, like in the villages, I can see electric cars here being okay, because if you don't have a golf cart and you don't figure on doing a lot of driving anywhere else, electric car here would be okay. You can go shopping, you can do what you want to do around here and never have to worry about it. Or like in LA, Los Angeles, I can see if you want to run around town all the time and you don't do a lot of traveling, that'd be fine. Or in San Francisco, just make sure you don't drive over poop. That's all over the roads out there. You could do that. But if you're going to travel, like from here to Indiana and back, they got to do a lot of upgrading, because the way it's set up now, it's going to be hectic. If you get everybody, from what I've seen, if you get everybody to buy an electric car, or at least 50% of the people, how are you going to feel when you go behind the hotel where your car says that's where the electric plug is, and you look back there and there's 10 or 15 cars waiting in line to get electricity, and it takes an average of something like an hour or two to charge your batteries to 80%, the way I understand it, and there's 10 people ahead of you.
But it's still in the infancy stage. I mean, they're getting better at this. They're putting in more
the day's coming.
Charging, and
the day's coming. I can see the batteries being better, and so on and so forth. The idea of an electric semi-truck taking stuff coast to coast, that ain't never happening. You're on here, that ain't never happening.
Yeah.
But what could happen is swapping the trucks. And I can see a company like UPS maybe doing that. You get your trailer of crap that's going out to, say, California from Indianapolis. And if that truck is good for, say, I don't know, let's say they get the batteries where a truck can go 500 miles. And generally speaking, that's as far as the driver can drive legally. He has a switch drive. 500 miles, he could be in Kansas City. Go into their terminal there, because they have a terminal in every major city. And drop their trailer, park the truck, hook it up, get this truck, hook it back onto the trailer, go another 500 miles. I can see him doing that.
Yeah. It's just going to take time. It's good. It's like everything else. I mean, the gas engine, it was hard to change from horses
What are they going to do about the trains?
Yeah. Don't
You want to
know.
talk about something that burns a hell of a lot of fuel and pollutes the air? Well, you've seen them out in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
These damn trains are 10 miles long. And they'll have
Yeah.
8 or 9 or 10 locomotives on front, and they have a push car
Yeah.
in the back to help push all this crap down the road.
Yep.
Well, and Laura thinks that the Rokus are surprisingly easily to install, and Gracie says she has 4 Rokus and she loves them. I like the Roku. I like the way it works.
I don't mind a TV, it's a box. I don't
Yeah.
like that remote control box.
When I don't like the idea of having 2 boxes for every TV. That's stupid to me, but you know, it is what it is.
We don't have 2 boxes for your TV.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
The one in the bedroom has 2.
For your TV,
Okay, this one in here, the Roku.
there's only 1 box.
Yeah, and then I said I like it.
You just did your voice again.
Mhm.
Like the America's Friendliest Hometown. You know, you're the voice you do on the. You just did that voice.
Well, no, I belched.
I said that's what
Don't
he's
leave
trying
your
to do.
keys in the golf cart or your
Yeah.
car.
This is
Yeah.
totally unscripted. This is what it's like to be here.
That's right.
Oh, and Rester says the newest batteries starting to come out in 2025 are sodium ion instead of lithium ion.
Okay,
Easier and cheaper to make, supposedly.
lighter. Because whatever lithium battery's in the Blue Yeti, it's good for more cycles of recharging. That's one reason why I got it. It'll last me the rest of my life. But it's a heavy battery compared to the Jackery. Oh my God, it's twice as heavy.
Yeah.
That's going to be just in time for Wrestler to retire here, 2025, right?
2025.
Is that-
If
is that-
his wife will let him.
Okay.
It's all up to her.
I just wanted. We got the tracker right here, the Wrestler tracker.
Joanne Clegg says I'm wrapping gifts today and baking cookies. Well, that seems like a nice thing to do today, since how it's kind of on the chilly side. Baking cookies warms the house up and it smells wonderful.
Well, how come you're not making any?
Well, because we'd eat them. We don't need any.
You can't compete with the oatmeal
Well,
with
you
the
got somebody that's
with-
eating cereal every
with
day of the week,
yeah.
20 times a day, and I said, telling him he's going to eat a lot of
By the way,
cookies.
what was my top weight you said was 250,
249,
249?
yeah.
I weighed yesterday, I was 236,
Well, good for you.
and I still eat cookies.
Well, they said
Yeah.
that works for
Your
you.
doctor's going to like that next week.
Yes, yes.
I don't
And
know.
he keeps pushing it off, but he's going to get there before the end of the year because he makes a big deal about only going once a year. You know, he's not going to live in the doctor's office. I've heard that spiel a million
Right.
times.
You get your
And
get your
so-
new doctor
Yeah, I can't pronounce her
every
name.
new year.
She's American born,
Mhm.
American educated. She's on full staff at the Orlando Hospital down there somewhere. I got no problem with her credentials whatsoever. But I always said I would never go to a doctor if I can't pronounce her name.
Oh,
And I can't pronounce her name.
Oh, it's really simple.
Who says that? What's her name?
Ahmed.
That's her first name.
No, that's not her first name.
No, it's not her first name.
But like, I just don't know how long she's going to be there. That's, I mean, you got a young one because you didn't want one to retire on you, but she's not full time. So how long do you
I
think?
found
she's
this out
gonna keep
later
that?
after I talked to her. I
Yeah,
said, you know why I got you? And I told her, I said, because you're the youngest one on the list. I'm sick of getting new doctors every year or two.
Yeah. Restler says 10 to 20 minutes to charge EV cars to 80% on a fast charger. 10 to 20 minutes now. So they're getting it there.
But the problem is, if you have a Ford, if you have a Tesla or a Chevrolet, it's like your phones. Your car tells you where that charger's at.
Didn't I read that article to you about that they were accepting
They're working on that, but there's going to be a cost to all of this.
well, I said certain companies are
Tesla has a
accepting.
card.
Yeah.
If you're a Tesla owner, you use that card to buy that electricity. If you're a Ford owner and you ain't got a Tesla car, but you're going to use their Tesla thing, your price is different.
Oh, well, not big prices.
And
Yeah.
right now, the way I understand it, not all of the different cars will plug in all the different plugs.
No, but they're trying to go to a
universal.
universal plug. Yeah.
Well, trying doesn't mean anything today.
Well, I
So why
know
would I
there
buy
was
one today when
several,
they're still
like
trying?
General Motors was accepting, General Motors and Ford and I think Dodge or whatever, they were accepting the certain, yeah.
Listen, Toyota's got
Format,
this thing
yeah.
figured out. They've had it figured out for many, many years. It's called a Prius. That's probably the best idea out there. If I was gonna buy an electric car, that's exactly what I would buy. I wouldn't buy nothing else but a Prius.
And aren't those hybrids where they're both?
They're both.
And that's the way all
That
of
way
them
you're
should
never
be.
left stranded.
I think all of them should be
Mhm.
both.
If the battery goes dead, the motor automatically kicks on to charge it back up. You ain't gotta do nothing.
Yeah.
But we looked at a Prius, and I gotta tell you, the inside of the Prius was just downright cheap looking.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
Tracker. Yeah.
Frank Lowe's is replacing the battery on electric cars, $20,000. Yeah, I
Might
know
be. I
they're
don't know if
pretty
they're all that
expensive.
same price.
Yeah,
but yeah. And here's the thing, you can't take them just anywhere.
Yeah.
I can't take you to the local garage and say, hey, I need new batteries.
Right.
that's true. TR says the new Buc-ee's is open in Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, I was just going to ask for a Bucky's update.
Yeah.
Ah,
Buc-ee's is getting around.
Yeah.
yeah, we haven't been, we
The
haven't
new one
been
that we
out.
saw last time, it wasn't done yet, was in Kentucky. So last trip up there, we actually stopped at that Buc-ee's.
Yeah, and they got two of them now.
Not there where we were at. There's
Yeah.
one Buc-ee's.
Is it two in Georgia?
Yeah, there's one down here by Macon,
Macon.
south of Macon.
Yep.
Then there's one way north of
Okay.
Atlanta, so it's spaced out. See what you're doing, spaced out. By the time I go here to there.
You'll be ready
yeah.
for another Bucky.
All
Yeah,
in
it worked
Indiana.
out really good. Yeah.
Yeah, all I need now is to put one around Indianapolis, and I got her made.
Just,
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah,
yeah, I saw one of the yard. We were talking about decorations in the yard. I saw a Santa Bucky on the way in.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff up there out for the holidays too. When you go in the front doors, Buc-ee's to me is like a Walmart store during Black Friday, but they sell gas.
Right.
it's
That's
that
what
bad.
it's
Yeah.
And you don't want to go to I'll tell you what, here's my advice about Buc-ee's. Don't go to them on the weekends, unless it's Sunday morning, because everybody's at church and they're not so bad. Don't go to them on a holiday, before a holiday or right after a holiday, anywhere. We've been to them. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
traveling and
Weekends and holidays. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's terrible.
And the truth is, I can't figure out, other than the gas pumps, and most people that go there do not have motor homes, they don't have trailers, they don't have campers. But when you look at it overall, what the hell makes them so damn popular?
I'm just telling you, they have a bus trip that goes to Buc-ee's. It's
But
a
what makes them so
destination
popular?
because it's unique.
Yeah.
What's unique about it? They sell gas.
Well,
By the way, that's how you kill rabbits.
Well, the other thing, it's like Starbucks.
Yeah.
I mean, coffee is coffee, right? I mean, for the most part, but yet they attract people.
I think what got Starbucks in our area going was they were offering coffee different ways that nobody else had.
right.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a latte before, and then a friend of mine introduced me to one. He said, "You ever had a latte?" And I was thinking, "No, a cappuccino. That's what it was." I said, "I know it's an Italian thing, but I don't know what it is." He said, "They're not bad," so I got one. I kind of liked it. And his wife said, "I usually get a latte. It tastes like a cappuccino, but it's you get more of it."
Okay.
So I said, "Okay, I'll try that." And I got it, and that got me hooked. And so whenever I go to Starbucks, I always get a latte.
Yep.
Which sounds kind of
It's
fruity.
foo-foo coffee.
Yeah, foo-foo coffee.
Yeah.
Foo-foo
It's a
coffee.
whole different language.
Yeah. So when I hear people all the time, and I just kind of take offense to it because I feel like they're calling me stupid. This guy goes, "There's no way I'm paying $5 for a cup of coffee." Well, first of all, it ain't $5 for a cup of coffee. If you want regular coffee there, the
Yeah.
price is the same as anybody else's, $2.50 for a large, and you get refills, free refills.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
$5 if you buy the crap that I buy.
All the
you know.
different,
Yeah.
yeah. Add on options.
Yeah.
Laura Lampy says April 2025 is the time I plan to retire. Fingers crossed the stock market doesn't go to hell in a handbasket in the next 16 months. Well, right now they're at record levels. And I said, I'm hoping it continues. So, I said, hopefully you'll get out of there in 2025. So,
Her and Wrestler, same time,
yeah.
I didn't even hear what she said.
2025.
She plans to retire in 2025. Laura. Lampy.
Laura,
Oh,
yeah, Lampy.
Yeah, and she's hoping that the stock market doesn't crash before that happens. But I think you're good, really. Frank Lowe says California has rolling blackouts. People are asked not to charge electric cars, use air conditioning furnaces, need electric fan. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, you know how I feel about it. I think California's got much bigger problems than worrying about electric cars.
Patricia Shaw says she's waiting for her house to sell. Where's your house, Patricia? Is it in Arizona? Are you coming down here to join us? I said, this is where everybody comes to die. Um,
I didn't say it.
yeah, but like I said, we have fun in the meantime. Rester says, we just bought a new dishwasher. The old one was wearing out. The name of the old dishwasher, Luann. She's no longer watching, so I'm safe.
Yeah, I saw a YouTube thing on something yesterday. The wife comes into this is probably a set up deal, but I thought it was funny. The wife comes in the living room and she says, "Honey," she said, "our dishwasher is broke." He walks out in the kitchen and there's the dishwasher and the door's hanging open and it's full of stuff. And he looks at it and he goes, "What's the matter with it?" She says, "It doesn't wash dishes anymore." He says, "Let me see your right hand." He looks at it. "Let me see your left hand." He looks at it and he walks away and goes, "Dishwasher's fine."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. Give him heck for that. What did we do with our mower?
Oh, yeah, the mower.
What we do what?
With our mower.
What more?
What I
You mean a lawnmower?
yeah,
We gave it away.
yeah,
We
yeah.
set it at the end of the driveway. I'm telling you, around here, that's what people do. They got a chair they don't want anymore, and it's really not worth selling and all that. You just drag it out to the end of your driveway, and I swear to God,
It's gone.
it's gone. People just stop by and pick it up. And we put our lawnmower out there. Sue did. I think she hung a sign on that said free, and somebody picked it up.
Yeah. Henry Miller says hello from Detroit.
I'm
Oh,
trying to figure that one out. Laura, who is going to watch the pasta shop when you are gone?
Mm.
Does Laura have a pasta shop?
she works for Barilla.
For who?
Oh, really?
They make pasta.
Yeah, lots of pasta.
I mean, like
Publix, go into Publix and buy.
freeze
Barilla.
dried or whatever. You buy it, and put it in boiling water, that kind of pasta.
Yeah, the box of pasta that's in the cabinet. She works at that place.
Yeah.
I think she works in the office.
I bet she doesn't eat spaghetti.
Sam Z says skips continuing education
Yeah.
classes in session. Yeah, he's just a fountain of knowledge, isn't he? Tricia Net has an RV
Any time of the
question.
year.
Must be.
Did you hear me?
Mm.
Tricia Net has an RV question.
Yeah, look at that.
Thinking of renting one to go north next trip because I'm so tired of hotel rooms. I've never RV'd. Your thoughts?
What kind of RV? That's the first thing you want to know. Are you figuring on pulling it with a truck, pulling it with your car? You want a motorhome to drive? And if it's your first time, and how many of you's going to go? 2 of you? 1 of you? 6 of you?
Yeah, what time of year?
What time of year?
And truly, it's more work than what you think. Tricia, it
If
is a
it's
lot of
just
work.
you, Tricia, go get yourself a Class B. It's like a big oversized van. That's what Linda's got. Easy to drive, good gas mileage, and it does everything you need to do. It's just that when the tanks get full, and they get full quicker because they're smaller tanks than a big RV, but you don't need to pull a car with you. You can drive it anywhere. It'll park anywhere, and that's what I would recommend. Get that first.
Yeah. And I said, try one for a weekend. Before you take off on a trip, try one for a weekend.
Oh, just jump in with both feet and get.
Well, because I said there is some work involved, with emptying the tanks and stuff like that and filling things up. So there's some work involved. So I said try one out for a little bit, and because it might be more work than what you really want. And we've been tempted to do the hotel thing, but it has been convenient, especially since we had Katie, and that's mainly why we got the RV is to take Katie with us, because it was costing us not only for us for the hotel room, but we had to pay for her also. We had to put a big deposit down. Used to, you got that deposit back, but unless something was tore up. But now it's non-refundable
Where was
deposit.
we at? Wasn't we in Chattanooga that they charge just as much for Katie?
They charge more. We had a coupon that they charge us $89 a night. They charged $100 for Katie.
Wow.
But and that was it.
But they kept saying, but it's a one-time charge.
Yeah.
You stay here for a week, it's a one-time charge. I'm thinking to myself, who cares?
Yeah. That was at the Reading.
It was one that was downtown, so
Yeah.
we could walk everywhere.
I
I
think
really
it's
like that
gone.
hotel. It's
Yeah,
old,
it's
historic
old,
hotel.
but it was beautiful
Yeah.
inside, and
Had a Starbucks downstairs.
yeah,
It was
and a
really nice.
steakhouse and everything. I think it was called the Reading, and it's historical. They've got all the memorabilia up on the walls in some of the hallways. It's
I'd
really,
stay there again.
yeah.
Where was
But yeah,
that?
it was just,
Downtown Chattanooga.
Oh, Chattanooga.
You know, it's
Okay.
got Reading or Reading Hotel, it's a
Okay.
historical hotel. We were traveling in a car and we were hoteling it for 6 weeks. And I'm not a big fan of hotels, but I will. And so anyway, we did a 6 week trip. It was a hotel every night, every night, every night, every night. And heading home, I think we were stopping, and we stopped at Chattanooga, and I got on the Google thing, and this hotel was downtown. I said, I want to go downtown. I want to go see the aquarium, Chattanooga Aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
And this hotel was well within walking distance, and between us and the hotel, there was like 100 restaurants. The river walk was there. Everything was there. So let's just stay there. It was like, I don't know, let's say it was $90 a night. Back when we did
Right.
$90 was a little pricey, but I didn't care. We weren't going to stay a night. So when you get there, first thing is, that's just not on their ad, is it's valet only. You pull up, you get your stuff out of the car, they're going to go park your car.
Right.
So
Right.
there's money. And then you go inside, you check in, we're carrying little Katie. And then they give me this bill of like $200 some with tax. I'm like, what?
What the heck?
Well, yeah, it's $100, but it's a one-time charge for the dog.
yeah.
Okay. What are you going to do? I mean, this is.
But that's where the motorhome really come in nice, because, you know, so we took her everywhere with us, and then I said the hotel's got, like I said, it was twice as expensive with the dog as what it was just for us. So
Wow.
the motorhome really come in handy there, and it saved us some bucks.
Sam Z.
Look at that. Super chat.
Huh?
$1.99 super chat. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Sammy.
Rizzo says, we're not going to die, we're just going to the big villages in the sky. Sorry about that, Bill. I shouldn't have said anything like that, but it's just, you know, this time of year, it's really hard when you realize how many people this year has gone. I got a call yesterday about one of our old neighbors that had passed, and like I said, it hadn't been but a few weeks where one of the other's neighbors has passed. And sometimes you feel like that. It's just every week somebody's going. So, and I said I shouldn't be like that, but it just, you know, at the time it got me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're moving up by you.
You are.
People don't die up there.
No, there's a lot of alligators, though. You got to be careful. With Sue walking, we'll have to find a spot.
Yeah.
What are you down here for anyway?
Here? I had a couple
appointments. Talk about what?
All these people in the South End.
Yeah. Talk about Medicare, insurance?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of people, like I had mentioned on one of our shows, who are not 65, but are moving here because they have remote work. So they're just either setting up a plan until they get to 65, or if they're still employed and have all their benefits, they're saying, okay, what do I need to do when I turn 65?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Lloyd Hopkins says he's looking at a Class B. And then I said, for a single person or for short trip or something like that, I think Class B is fine. I think I don't want to go any smaller than what we have.
What is yours?
Well, it's funny. Everybody calls it a B plus.
Okay.
It's actually a Class C because insurance doesn't recognize B plus at all.
Okay.
This is just something people. The average Class C, you've probably seen them where it looks like a van or something on the front, and then you got this thing that goes over top of it. That thing over top of it's a bed, an extra bed. I've got that kind of thing goes over the top, but it's not a bed.
Okay.
It's just a big entertainment storage that goes around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody to designate this difference, they've called that a Class B plus. Insurance has no idea what that even is.
Right. So they call it a C.
So
okay.
I'm just saying that's what it is, but technically it's the Class C. It's 30 feet long, which is the perfect length because some state parks won't allow you in unless you're 30 feet or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
30 feet.
So that's the cutoff. Okay.
That's the cutoff. It's a V10 gas. I chose gas over diesel because gas is so much cheaper to maintain, to get them worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Diesels are much more expensive if you don't know. I mean, you change the oil in a diesel pusher, the average cost is $600 to change the oil.
Really?
Yeah, that's true. And,
Wow.
you know, some people are shocked by that, but that's the reason why, because mine, I can change the oil myself. It's not a big deal,
Right.
other than the price of the oil itself, you know.
And I said, we had the big one and then we went down.
Okay.
And I said, once you have the big one and then you go to the next size down, it's
Right.
like you got no room for nothing.
Exactly.
You know, but
It's
there's
kind of like
Exactly.
downsizing your house.
Yeah.
You're used to a 5-bedroom
Go to a
house.
patio villa
Yeah,
or
we're
whatever.
going out to the
Yeah.
villages. We're just going to get a 2-bedroom home because that's all we really need.
yeah.
And then
Right.
we're going to take our stuff with us. And you're sitting there going, where are we going to put all this crap? So,
Yeah. Laura says some of the airports, the hotels near the Orlando airport now charge a daily parking fee. Yeah, and I said a lot of places. I think it was San Antonio, and we were in San Antonio, and the hotel we stayed at, they
I think it was $20 a day.
yeah, it was a certain amount
It was valet
because
parking.
they had no parking. They had a parking lot that was down the road somewhere,
Yeah.
and
But
so
they
yeah,
had
they
valet
charge
parking.
you.
We drove up into the
Yeah, it was
hotel.
valet parking,
They
but I
took
mean,
my car, and we talked about it when we went out to dinner and stuff. I said, you know, they took my car and parked it, but I don't know where they took it.
yeah. And
I have no idea.
I remember our son did that once, and he had little kids at the time, and I said he let him take the car, and then, you know, when he got up to the room, he thought about it. You know, they needed the buggy that you push the kid around in. They needed the high chair. They need all the, you know, all the stuff that you need for kids. It was all in the car, and he didn't know where the car was.
They think they put it in a buggy.
Well, you know what I mean, a stroller. I said, because if you want to just walk around a little bit, it's easier to put the kid in the stroller than to carry it. And but he had all that stuff. He'd left it in the car, and he didn't know where they took the car.
Right.
I think this was in downtown Chicago. Yeah, they got something on. What is the site where you get the hotel rooms for?
Well,
Creepy man.
I go to booking.com. But
Now this was the one that Shatner advertises.
Priceline.
Priceline.
Oh,
they
yeah,
got
yeah,
this
yeah.
fancy hotel on Priceline, and they ended up having to take the kids
We
with
found
them.
out that half the time I use booking.com. It's easy. I will tell you, I never had a better problem with booking.com. Never did. But I do know that I had to get a refund one time because when I got to the hotel, there was a problem. There was something I didn't like. I forget what it was.
Construction.
It was a construction. And I said, I'm not doing this. So I said, just give me my money back. And the guy at the counter says, well, you got to go through booking.com because that's who you booked it through. You didn't know. And that was a little bit of a problem because booking.com is in England.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of dealing
Yeah.
with this, but we got it taken care of.
Yeah.
But then we found out by talking to that guy, he said, you know, what if booking.com charged now for, let's say it was $109 a night. He said, if you'd have called us directly, we'd have given it to you for $89
Yeah,
a night.
we have since
So we've been
learned
calling
that.
them directly anymore and found out if you call them direct, if they got a room and do it on the phone,
Mhm.
it's generally at least $10 a night cheaper doing it that
Yeah.
Right.
than they're used to doing it.
And you can
That's-
get upgrades that way, you know, that you couldn't get through the booking companies, and yeah. But
Listen,
That's a good idea.
Hotels nowadays is getting to be just like airline tickets. It's never this easy to buy a ticket to go to
That's
Indianapolis anymore.
yeah,
Mhm.
You know, it's all, can I pick a seat? Well, that's a $90 charge. Pick a seat.
yeah.
Right.
Mr. Marlin, you didn't miss a whole lot. We're just sitting here, just yakking, and our friend Craig, the Medicare guy, is here. He come to visit today, and but we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about electric cars, and food,
And antlers.
and antlers.
Is Lloyd Hopkins the one that was asking about the RV? It says, I'm single and I don't need a lot of space.
Lenny, yeah, he said he was looking at a Class B.
Yeah, that's good, Lloyd. Get a Class B. For a single guy like you, you'll find out it's very convenient. Most Class Bs have a couch in the back that turns into a bed. That's kind of a problem with me, because when they do that and lay down, you got that seam in the middle. You know, it's kind of, I don't like that. But not all of them are like that. So just look at the different Class Bs and then pick one out for you. And if you want to rent one, Mercedes Sprinter class probably makes one of the best.
Is that a Sprinter? Yeah.
Is that Pleasure Way?
The Sprinter is just basically the chassis.
Right. Right.
Anybody can build the RV. They're different.
Just, yeah.
It could be somebody like, say, Coachman.
Used to be like the old
Right.
Yeah.
So,
conversion vans. he bought the van and
Yeah.
had somebody
That's exactly what they
modify
are.
it.
Matter of fact, here in Florida, I did a video over there. Linda took hers over there to get the lithium upgrade in hers. She's got a
Pleasure way.
Pleasure Way, which is like the second most expensive one you can buy.
Really?
There's another one that's more expensive. It's called I want to say a Geek Sun or a Greek Sun or something like that. They're made in Canada. They're all season. They're so thick, so full of insulation. They don't get hot in the summer. They don't get cold in the winter
Yeah.
inside. And that, believe me, that's a big deal. But it's the most expensive. To buy one of them, you're probably talking minimum without all the fancy crap in there. And I'm not sure you can even, it's like saying I want to buy a Cadillac without all the fancy crap. Can you actually buy a Cadillac
No.
without? That's what I'm
No,
saying.
you can't.
I'm not sure you can do that with this either. But I think if I remember right, I went to their website once and they start at something like 210,000.
Really?
Yeah, they were pricey.
Wow.
Jerry Bell says Craig needs to do a show on the under 65 folks needing insurance that are moving to the villages.
We did that.
So what are the options?
And we did that on WNL. We had him on there and he did on like a whole segment of under 65 stuff.
Okay.
We can do another one. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
I can get him on StreamYard and everything. But
Yeah, we had no glitches last time.
what did we have last time?
No glitches.
Oh,
And the deadline's already done, isn't it?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I thought-
I would say yes for most people. For Medicare, definitely. Under 65, there's still a way to get insurance, but it won't start till February 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the most-
what does the guy do if he retires in January
Mhm.
and he wants to sign up for Medicare if the Medicare sign-up period is over?
okay. So first of all, we're assuming they're 65 years of age, and probably the employer that they had prior to retiring had at least 20 people, and he or she were on that plan. So if you can defer, put off your decision to sign up for Medicare after 65, if you're still working and under a plan with your employer who has more than 20 people. Your neighbor, for instance,
Yeah.
83 years old.
He didn't even really want to retire. You know that.
Yeah.
I didn't
So-
know how old he was, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he just kept deferring that because his employer had more than 20 people and he was on their plan, and so that's
Okay.
you can defer that.
Scenario. I'm 65 years old. I'm single. And I'm moving to Florida. And I want to sign up for Medicare. And it's January. My first initial
yeah.
sign up. Can I do that?
Yeah,
After?
so that's exactly what it's called. It's an IEP, initial enrollment period.
Okay.
And that goes from 3 months prior to your birth month, and 3 months after your birth month. So there's actually a 7-month window that you could follow in order to still enroll any time of the year when you're 65. There's another, you were talking about moving, there's another special enrollment period where within 60 days of your move, you can do the same thing. So there's a few different, but if you're here, if you've established and things like that, you're here in the villages or wherever you live, that annual enrollment period from November 15th to December 7th is the one that you can make changes. So, yeah.
Laura's what she's got. She says, gosh darn it, quit touching the screen. Says, I plan to retire 6 months before I turn 65. I figure my options are Cobra for 5 months. That's generally not cheap.
Right.
Cobra's kind of expensive. Or ACA insurance for 5 months.
Yep. Laura, you got it. Hit it right on the nose. Those are your two options. If you separate from service prior to your 65th birthday, obviously you're going to want to have health insurance. So your current employer insurance, they have to offer you Cobra, or you could enter into the marketplace ACA. In most cases, okay, I'm sure there's some out there that are an exception, but Cobra is very expensive. Basically, you're paying your employer's share and your share when you get Cobra, and that's why it's so expensive. But yeah, for 5 months especially, I would look into the Affordable Care Act, or get with a broker or something like that that can help you through that, and then you can transition into Medicare very easily that way.
Mark W. says, are there primary care physicians in the villages who accept traditional Medicare, or do you have to go outside the villages? If outside, how far?
Okay, so
Sue's outside.
So this is an interesting comment here. So when we say the villages, I think what you mean is the village's health. Okay, so you've got to make sure you distinguish between the village's health is just a provider of medical services. It happens to be the largest in the area, but it's not the only one. In order to have a primary care physician of Medicare, when you're Medicare age, you have to use one of the 3 companies and have a Medicare Advantage plan. So in other words, if you want to use the village's health for primary care purposes and you're 65 or above, you have to have a Medicare Advantage offered by one of 3 companies that they accept. Now, so what if you don't want to use the village's health? Then you're going to be able to use whatever your company's network is. And when you say how far, I mean, I can go to Lake Sumter Landing right now and within a stone's throw, probably hit 6, 7, 8 primary care facilities outside of the village's health facility. So, in other words, you don't have to be captive to the village's health to get primary care, is what I'm saying.
And my
Okay?
doctors are outside. I'm not in the village's health, and my doctor's over in Lake Sumter.
Yep.
And I have regular Medicare,
Yep.
and then I have a supplement plan.
Yep.
But that's just for primary care.
Mhm.
Anything else, I can visit the village's specialist
Yes.
for anything else.
Yes.
Because I have a rheumatologist,
Yep.
an oncologist, those kind of doctors, specialty doctors.
I have a hemorrhoid.
Yeah.
Is that a proctologist? I don't know. No,
I
but
can use all the specialty care
Right.
that they have around here. So, I can make myself, the only thing I can't use is their primary doctors.
Exactly.
But like I said, they've got plenty of outside doctors around here that you can go to.
Plenty. And really the way you might say, oh, I get this question all the time. Well, how do I find them? Well, there's a number of different ways. Just like you would find any other vendor, really. Like these folks have been so good about telling you who they use to enclose their lanai, who does their landscaping, where they bought their golf cart, all that sort of stuff. It's the same with, your physician. Out by the pool, on the golf course,
Yeah.
pickleball court, ask
your
around.
neighbors. Ask your neighbors.
And they'll tell you.
Yeah.
But
Ask Craig.
the logistics, though, is the company that you have chosen to do business with, who your health insurance is with, has a find a doctor type portal, so to speak, a tab on their website, and they'll have a complete list by location, name, specialty, etc.
Laura says her Cobra will cost her $700 per month on 2024 prices. I don't know. That sounds kind of cheap to me.
That's pretty good.
Because I know guys that worked that were left on Cobra.
Yep.
Even when I left, and I left in 2014, and they were going to be on Cobra. I knew I wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
But they were. I heard them talking. I don't know these guys, but they were talking of what UPS told them, and it was going to be upwards of like $1,400 a month.
That's more like, I would say as a single person, anything under 800 is probably going to be pretty good. Yeah. And just make sure though, when you do that Cobra, you want to make sure it's like any move that you make where you're bringing your insurance with you. Just make sure that network back in Pennsylvania, that you can see doctors in this area. Okay, so if you have a PPO plan, typically you'll be able to come to Florida or any other state and find a physician. If you have an HMO, just be wary.
What have I got?
you've got a Medicare Advantage plan. She's talking about before she turns
Is that an
65.
HMO?
No, you have a PPO.
You have a PPO.
You have a
I do,
PPO.
so I can go.
But you're in Medicare.
So I've always worried about traveling to motorhome. What if I have a heart attack in Houston, Texas? Will they take my insurance?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so any insurance that you have for Medicare will cover you for urgent care and an emergency room. However, you have a heart attack and they want to do a quadruple bypass right there at that facility, you better make sure that you have insurance. They take your
I have
insurance.
United Healthcare.
Right. Well, now so you're good.
Okay, I'm good.
But if you go,
I've been down there for
you go,
years.
well, I can go to the emergency room anywhere, but you have an HMO from Florida and you're in Pennsylvania. Yeah, the emergency room's taken care of, but what if they admit you?
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to pay out.
And that's the stuff that bothers me more than anything. Not here.
Right.
Here, I think, even if we have a 1-star rated hospital. By the way, have you gotten any response? Because you did? They
Yeah.
never emailed me.
Yeah.
I sent them a letter.
Oh, you mean to
What is your plan on getting things? And Sue brought up a good point. We've noticed since we've done that show that people have come in from Snowbird that's had emergency care and stuff, that they're talking about how things has been nice and this. So maybe things are getting better there.
Well, there's a couple things that are going on there. This is the response. First of all, it's a patient survey. So it's kind of like part of it is a patient survey. So it's like, okay, are you going to rank 5 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars? So that has an impact. So if somebody has a bad experience with something, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see the
you can
the
Google
patient
restaurants.
service.
I didn't like this. I didn't like that.
Right. No, this is something that's administered by Medicare. They actually give it to you. You fill it out and send it
So
back
could
in.
Medicare look at these 1-star ratings and say, look, we're not going to do business with you anymore unless you get these star ratings up?
Could happen.
Would they?
Probably
not.
Probably not. Not an established community hospital.
But the last couple of months, all I've seen is people raving about how good they are.
Well,
so I think the change is starting.
Yeah,
so the other part, we've got the patient or the consumer, the client response, what they felt. And then you've got actual data that is given from the hospital to Medicare. And the thing that they wanted me to look at was the dates in which the data was submitted. So if they're behind, still within the guidelines, but behind on updating their data, it could be old data that they're looking at as far as the quality of care.
When this new lady that took over, like I said, she had they had a little booklet that they put out trying to tell people, that this rating doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
So it could take up to 2 years
Could.
for it to change
Right.
In any way. But like I said, I listen to all the boards, read all the bitch box, and I said, from what I hear, people are saying that it's much different.
So we have an app called the Bitch Box.
That's what I call it. But
Anyway, I've been to the Villages Hospital once. I had to go up there for a stress test, and that's where the doctor was at. And that's my only experience there. And they treated me fine. I didn't have a problem with it. I walked around the hospital and looked around while we were there. I looked at the cafeteria area. We went outside to some break area they had. I thought everything looked fine to me.
Yeah.
Now, the lady, as you go through the door, they have like a desk there with a couple people there. Like, I'm looking for this or that, and they point you in the right direction. What do you call that?
Like a concierge type,
I think she was having a bad day. It's not that she said anything to me. It was just the way she did. I said, I'm here to get my thing up down the hall.
Yeah.
But you can't judge your health care on that. Just because somebody has a crappy day.
Right.
I sometimes wonder if that's where people get their ratings. Sometimes.
Well, no, that's true.
Some of it is, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it seems like all the complaints that I do hear is never really about the hospital or the nurses or the beds. It's always the emergency room.
Yeah.
And I think that is because, I've been here for 2 hours and he just walked in and he went in before me.
Right.
Well, they take you case by case.
And like I said,
And
they're
that's
doing a
every
nice triage now. I've heard him say that they were doing that a lot better than what they used to.
Every emergency room has that.
And that moves a lot quicker.
We talked to a couple of emergency nurses that retired here, and he said it's a case-by-case basis. If a guy comes in with a broken arm, he's been sitting there for an hour, which I'm not sure, I'm just using these examples.
Right.
And somebody comes in that's having a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, no, that's,
He's gonna go in.
Yeah.
And she says, and we have this argument all the time about why him, not me. And she said, that's just people being people.
Yeah.
And I said, well, probably because they're in pain. Pain makes your personality change
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And why do we have pain? Because they won't give you no goddamn pain pills anymore.
Yeah.
well, and transportation is the big one too. If you come in on an ambulance,
Well, I already told
you're gonna have first.
Anything happens to me, I want to go in the ambulance. I
Yeah.
get first treatment.
Oh, yeah.
No, you
After
will.
the last ride we took, yeah, you'll go in the ambulance. I ain't driving you.
What?
Gracie,
What'd you say?
I said, you're going in the ambulance. I ain't driving you.
No, you said something before that.
Something happened before. You have an incident where you weren't the best traveler.
That's quiet for more.
Oh, who was it? I didn't even
Next
see it.
door to Moni's yard.
Oh, okay.
You kidding me? It's Wednesday.
Gracie says, I don't ever want to be in a network or have an advantage plan. I have a supplement plan with Anthem in Virginia. What is available in Florida for supplement plans?
It's a
Well, I've
very,
got Blue Cross Blue Shield.
that's a very good question. And one thing a lot of people don't know is that a supplement contract is the same over the entire country. The only difference is the name of the company.
Right.
So they're administered the same. The networks are the same. What I would do, and I've heard other people do, give different advice, but you already have a supplement. You have a nationwide network. You don't have to change at all. You just keep what you have.
Right.
Even though it's Anthem, and you might not see Anthem around here, but your network is whoever takes Medicare.
Right.
So why change? You might want to change your Part D drug plan, but keep your supplement.
Yeah. Bye, wrestler. He's got to go.
Oh, wrestler's going. Gotta
His wife must have pulled his chain.
go to the chocolate factory in Hershey.
You ever been to that?
No.
There's actually like a ride.
Oh, really? You go through it?
Yeah, it's like an amusement park. Well, there is an amusement park there, but inside the building itself, there's a little roller coaster, and it takes you by where they're making the chocolate and everything. It's cute as could be. It really is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, I've never been there.
It's a lot there to see. The thing that surprised me, because I'm not from Hershey, is I figured Hershey would have a lot of stuff, like wineries and things like that. And they do. A lot of restaurants. But, I don't go to Olive Garden or nothing like that there because I can get that here. So,
Sure.
So we went to different restaurants up there, local restaurants. But the thing that I didn't know was the guy that invented Reese's Cups.
Yeah.
He's from Hershey and he's buried there. And
Really?
yeah, him and the guy that started Hershey's were buddies. And there's a story there. They take you out on a bus.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this whole story about
The wrestler would know all this. I mean, he
Yeah.
was telling us this. Yeah.
And everything in town's Hershey. Hershey College, Hershey libraries. There's a school up there for low income people only. Children can go there, and there's some, that school is called Hershey Pays for Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a college there, I think,
Yeah.
and Hershey pays for everything for the kids that's accepted to go there. I mean, the town belongs to Hershey.
Right.
Yeah.
But we also went by Reese, I won't call him Reese Cups, house of where he lived there. His house is a museum. And then we went behind the factory where they make Hershey stuff. I seen that. I said, what amusement park is that? Oh, that's Hershey amusement park.
Yes. Oh, and Gracie says thanks, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And yeah, Blue Cross.
By the way, I want to say hi to somebody before we disappear because I haven't seen her on here for a while. Jude's 121. Ain't that Hamish?
Oh, I don't know.
She changed her name here a while back, and that's why I keep missing it. But anyway, say Merry Christmas to Hamish from us.
Yeah. And she's down here now, isn't she?
She hasn't been on here for a long time.
But I mean, she's down here now.
I don't know.
Oh, well, I think
I haven't
I
seen
think
her
she
on
got
here
moved.
for a long time.
Well, I haven't either, but I think she lives here now. I was reading something. I don't remember what made me think of that, but yes, Gracie, Anthem is Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Virginia. But when I was in Indiana, they called it Anthem.
Yep.
There also, but it is Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yep.
What we've always known to be, anyhow. But that's
Well,
what it
there's
is.
a
Down
reason.
here, it's Florida Blue.
Right.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Indiana has some kind of a legal problem. I don't know, remember what it was. My dad had a Delco Remy. Everybody that worked for General Motors had Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And there was something that happened. And Indiana, the state of Indiana, and that's what they call it, the insurance department was called the State of Indiana Insurance something something.
Yep.
They pulled them out, said you cannot practice in Indiana anymore, and knocked them out. So remember, UPS had made us take a Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we got moved to Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky.
Yes.
All this was a legal problem going on.
Yeah.
And then they changed their name to Anthem.
Mhm.
It's Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. Well, that's a new company. They applied to Indiana, and Indiana let them back in.
Yeah.
And you'll have to do your history on that one because I don't know the whole story, but I do know that that's the way it went.
Indiana is their insurance commission is very stringent, because I've had annuity companies as well that I dealt with that didn't meet certain levels of capital, and they were great companies and all, but they put them into receivership, and
Well,
so
I
they're
had,
very conservative.
I had the supplement F up there,
mhm.
and then I lost it. They don't have it up there anymore. Well, I come down here, I was able to get it down
Yes,
here,
because
and I said, now
What's
they don't
that?
have it down here. It's a certain plan that gives you so much stuff. I mean, they've got G, I
That
think
was
is what
very
everybody takes
descriptive.
now.
It's a certain part that gives you so much stuff.
Okay,
Services.
so F got sunsetted, it went away, and G pretty much took its place.
But what does that do?
It's just it's the Cadillac of the plans. I mean, it's
So
the highest.
do we have electric lights? Automatic
Only
heating?
backup lights.
But like I said,
You have
I would like for you
you have air
to get on a
conditioning.
supplement plan instead of the Advantage plan.
But he's got a,
But you've got
The
the Advantage
underwritten.
plan, and I said, you can't get F anymore. You could get G, but you can't get F anymore. I've got the F, I'm grandfathered in,
I'm
so
still, it's the same question. I don't even know what G
it's
is.
a type of plan.
But what does it do?
It
You get-
provides you,
you know,
it
it's
pays
much
for your
better.
health care.
It provides me with stuff.
No, it pays for your health care.
Good God.
Like
That's what it
some of them
does.
pays for blood if you get a transfusion.
All I know is
Some
what
of
I
them
got
pays-
now, I go in and get my blood test stuff done, I pay nothing. I go in and get my doctor physicals and
Pay
flu
nothing.
shots and whatever, I pay nothing.
Right.
Since I've been here, I don't think I paid a nickel out of my pocket except once when I went to a specialty over here. And all he did was walk down the hall, come back, hit me on the knee a couple of times, made me bleed. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then he said, well, you look fine to me. I see no problem at all. And I have to pay $35 for that.
Right.
Yeah, specialist, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
But like I said, you've not had any serious health problems.
I don't have any health problems.
Well, that's why I said, you haven't had to have that because you don't have any serious. I've had
You know
several.
why? It's because I don't go to the doctor every other month so they can find something to have you go have more tests done. And then they find out that, well, it's okay.
Yeah, well,
Just like my heart thing. That was the third one. And I told them, I said, this is the third one I've had in a year here. What is going on with these heart tests? I've never complained about a problem. And she said, well, we're trying to get your file, your folders, your information up to date. And all these different tests are looking for different things. One test was looking for cholesterol buildup. Another one was looking for, I don't even know what. That's the one where I had to lay on a table and they stuck something on my big toe or something. What the hell is this? And then he said, well, and he told me, he said, now to end this, he said, we need to get a stress test. So I've had that stress test. Matter of fact, I had it maybe less than a year ago for UPS. They required it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us the name of the company so we can get a copy of those records? Come to find out, that company won't release those records. I have to go up and pay for those records
Oh, God.
in person. No emailing because of privacy information Act
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Well, we went up there around Zionsville, I think is where it was done at. We go up there and look for this place. It's not even there anymore. I don't even know where it is.
Gosh.
And so a guy's telling me that they hire a company. All them records are sent to a warehouse.
Yep.
And you can call this company and they'll send somebody over there specifically, but you got to know what you're looking for. What year, what month, what record.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this. So to get your record basically is impossible. You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
So I go up here to get this test done. And it's the treadmill and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all this. Now back then, you got to remember, I was running about 5 to 7 miles a day. So I was in pretty good shape as far as my health,
Yeah.
my heart and my lungs.
Yeah, so they don't want to take that test that you did then compared to what you're doing now.
Today, I don't think I could do that stress test.
That's what I
Not the way
mean.
they did it. I mean, they had me at an angle walking, and they were yelling back and forth saying, "I can't get him up. I can't get him up." And I don't even know what they're talking about, you know. And they talk about my heart rate. I have to get my
Right.
heart rate to a certain level.
Right.
So finally, we did get it up there, and it was funny because they had me running uphill, and their nurses come in, they're holding these tubes. Nothing like it. I had to be. She should have been there with the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So they
that's,
finally get it done, and he does all this stuff with the paper come rolling out of this machine over here, and then it says, sit down, cross your arms like this, and don't move, and I'm sitting here like this, and wondering, what the hell am I doing? So when I asked the guy, I said, I'm not supposed to be talking. He said, don't talk, just sit there. What am I doing? He said, we want to see how fast it takes for your heart rate,
Yeah,
blood pressure
to recover.
come down to normal.
Yep.
Got it worked up.
Yeah.
We want to see how good is everything working to bring it back down to normal.
Yep. Recovery.
I've never had that
Yep.
done before, I don't think. So after doing all this, and then you get your clothes back on, and they got the paper laid out on this long table, and they said, we'll wait here, the doctor will be here in a little bit to look at your results, and he'll give you an answer right now. I said, okay. So he comes in, he started on one end of the table, and he just kind of walked across the table, looking, came over. Looked good to me, I've seen you in 20 years. He walked away, and that was the end of it.
but that's what I mean. You can't go by the test you had 20 years ago. That's why they have to take them again.
They've been 20 years, when we lived here 9.
Oh, well, 9 years. Hadn't been any difference in 9 years, has there?
Not really, just got older. As you get older, things change, but that don't mean my heart's getting worse. Eventually it is going to get worse, because my heart's the same age as me. So it's going to wear out too. It only pumps so many beats.
Anyhow,
These
thanks,
guys are
Cindy.
always looking for that key, man. Say, oh, live forever, live forever, live forever. By the way, we went to see the ark. Did you know I didn't start building that ark till he's 500 years old?
Right. I know.
Are you kidding me? 500 years old, and the Lord says, go build me a boat.
Yeah. And don't build it near any water. I'll
Yeah,
supply the
if you
water.
guys haven't seen that video, it's on the RV channel, skipping through
Yeah,
RV things.
it's worth looking at. Yes.
And I said, it is a beautiful place. I mean, it's really
Only thing that boat done to
awe-inspiring.
me is, first of all, I'm all into engineering and mechanics, you know. I want to see this thing, it's built the exact size, right? First thing, I want to see, how big is that? I want to see it.
Right.
Because I'm a visual guy, I got to see how big it is. And second of all, I want to kind of see the construction of it and try to imagine somebody back in the day with axes and hand chisels and whatever, and how they made all these miter joints to put this thing together and all this and that. And my mind starts to conceive, could this actually be done? And then I go to this room where it tells you about how he got started, blah, blah, blah. He was like 500 some years old when he started, and bare minimum, all the scientists has agreed it took him at least 75 years, no, maximum. The most it took was 75 years to build this thing with him and his sons. So he's 575 years old before the boat started to float. And in the meantime, I just can't conceive this even happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my. And hey, David, Merry Christmas to you. He's in the Pacific Northwest.
So have people seen this yet? Looks like a beautiful publication.
We're going to give a couple of them away, I think.
Yeah. And Gracie said, visited the villages for the first time from 12/4 to 12/14. I explored everywhere and went to the Savannah Center and saw Gary Puckett in the Union Gap. Yeah, I've seen them too. They're pretty good. Lots of fun. Everything was green, came home to everything brown. It makes a difference. Like I said, and right now I'm missing the sunshine. You know, we've had a couple of yucky days, and it's been somewhat sunny, but not a whole lot. And I got so used to having sun every day that it really, you know, kind of give you the nips when it's not sunny. But it'll be back tomorrow.
Gracie, who is it? Somebody said here about Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Oh,
Yeah.
so they use Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Minnesota. Now, if they got Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Minnesota and they want to move down here, does that stay the same, or do they have to transfer?
If it's a supplement, it stays the same. If they are on an advantage, it has to
But if she moves
change.
here permanently as a resident, would she have to transfer that to Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida?
Not if she has a supplement. If she has a Medicare Advantage, yes. Because Medicare Advantage is county by county.
But actually, here it's called Florida Blue, right?
Mhm.
But
And she doesn't have to use, I mean, her decision is wide open again. She can select whichever
Right.
Medicare Advantage she wants.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't have to pick any of this crap out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just hire Craig and say, just do what's right. I don't want to know about it. Just send
Yeah.
me whatever I need.
Yeah, I mean, there are several decisions within the decision
Oh,
to
yeah.
make on a Medicare Advantage.
It is. And Gracie, being a snowbird's good. I mean, at least you get out of the bad weather for a while.
Actually,
there's-
Gracie, if you can afford it, I think being a snowbird's perfect. 6 months, 6 months. Don't do
Yeah.
that 3 month thing. That's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I'd say come down in October, great weather, and don't go home till May. That's when the grass needs mowed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I said, we started to do that, but then we got invested in some of the things that
Well,
they
it's gonna
do
cost
around
too
here.
much. First of all, when your house is up there, you can't shut the heat off. Well, I
Right.
suppose you could, but I don't want to do that. And then you gotta have somebody clean the snow out of your driveway to make it look like somebody's living there. And next thing you know, squatters will be in your house. You know,
Yeah. Well, and you know, I don't know your age or anything, but I said you miss the family, you know. So the snowbird thing's not such a bad thing. You'd be around them half the year anyhow. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
they don't have house watch up there, do they?
no.
I mean, it's easy to get things done here, like your yard mowed and things
Right.
like that. Up there, it's tooth and nail
Yeah.
to get anything done and to find anybody to do it.
Right.
They don't have the influx of foreigners here.
Yep.
Up there, and so it's harder to get anything done. I know to get the yard mowed, it was probably 4 times as much as what it cost here.
Wow.
And that's if you can find somebody to do it.
on a
Sure.
regular, but you can't trust anybody doing it on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah,
Wow.
especially if you're not there. You know, and that
Yeah.
happens down here too. But
Right.
but
Right.
especially up there, if you're not there, you know,
Yeah.
you can't count on somebody to take care of it. So
Or to get any kind of work done up there, it might take months to get them just to come out to the house. And I mean, no, that's where in Indiana most people did their own work.
yeah,
Because you can't get anybody to do it right. And the only time that I ever really hired somebody for big money was to put a new roof on the house.
Mhm.
Because I don't want to do that. Because I wanted everything taken off and all new put on. And
Mhm.
they did. And then the second thing would have to be those windows.
Mm.
Because we never planned on selling the house.
Right.
yeah,
And,
Right.
and I was getting ready for retirement. And one of the problems with the house was we had, and there's nothing wrong with the windows we had, but they were wood frame. So you have to paint them every so often.
Sure.
Well, as an old
Yeah.
man, I could see me out there 90 years old on a ladder trying to paint the frame, you know. I said, let's get rid of this and get these maintenance-free windows. Well, what do you want to get? I want to get really, really good ones. And so there was this company back then, I can't remember the name of them, but they had 1/4 inch glass, and I could get triple pane.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm thinking, that's probably pretty good.
Wow.
yeah.
And so we had 5 of them put in. You don't even want to know how much. And I'm talking about probably in the 90s, we had them, late 90s, we had them put in. No, it's probably early 2000s,
Yeah.
because I retired in 2014. So it's probably around 2008, 2009, we had the windows put in.
Mhm.
And even then, the bill was like, but I thought, you know, if I'm going to live here and stay here, that's going to keep all the cold drafts out.
Mhm.
And the
Maintenance.
one of the
Yeah.
surprise elements of them was that I slept at night or daytime because I worked at night. And so I blacked out that one window in our bedroom to keep it dark in there.
Mhm.
Well, our neighbor across from us, he always mowed his yard during the daytime when I'm trying to sleep. With these triple panes in there, I couldn't even hardly hear his mowing
Yeah,
anymore.
it cut down
Yeah.
the sound a
It cut
lot.
down so much noise from
Yeah.
outside.
Wow.
It was just amazing. And then we decided to sell the house. I thought, shit.
James Carl says all the beers are delivered. Time to head back to the barn. Yeah.
All right.
And I said we're just about done here. We're about to our 2-hour mark. So, y'all have a great Christmas.
Yes.
You know, have some stories to tell us when you come back or when we come back.
Mhm.
See, like Rizzo's talking about for hurricane windows, he spent 17 grand for 10 hurricane windows.
Yeah, because ours was 7,000 a piece, so it was, about that much, if not more. So
They're not
yeah.
cheap to get good stuff. It's
Yeah.
just not cheap. I know people always, I want to get some good stuff, but I only got a couple of grand. Well, you're not going to get good stuff for a couple of
Yeah,
grand.
that's true.
It just,
And that was back before all the prices went up.
there were some deals when we first moved here. I don't think there are deals anymore, or not as good.
Mm.
There's still some good deals out there. One of the best deals here compared to the north, for me anyway, was home watch, how cheap it is and how reliable it is.
Mhm.
2, getting the yard mowed, how cheap and reliable it is. And even if a guy skips a week, who cares? It's so cheap, I don't even care.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then 3, getting gutters put on my house. I couldn't believe how cheap that was for seamless, high quality
Yeah.
gutters,
Mhm.
splash guards and everything. I know what they cost in Indianapolis, and we didn't even pay a tenth of that here.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, like I said, it's, one of those things you fix it till it's the way you want it, and then you move. That's what you always did. We've been, 18 moves? Yeah, 17 or 18 moves anyhow. And so, never say never.
Could happen again.
Yeah, that's right.
I still don't have a golf cart garage.
But we can move somewhere where we don't need one.
Here. If I don't need one, I just stay here.
Well, but I mean, we could move somewhere that we didn't need a golf cart.
Here. If I don't need a golf cart, I can just stay right here.
Well, okay. Well,
The only reason why I would move outside the villages here is if I can find a place as nice as this right here, where I can park my RV next to my house and quit paying that $220 a month over there.
That's true. But like I said, eventually we're not going to be able to drive it anyhow.
What?
I said, eventually you're not going to be able to drive it anyhow.
Well, you say that.
Well, I'm not the only one that's aging.
You don't drive it anyway.
No, but I mean, you won't be able to.
Oh, I always be able to drive. It's just in my blood.
Yes. Okay. I understand. I know a lot of people when they get to that 80 mark, they said, you better, I can drive, but I've seen you drive.
Right.
That kind of thing. So, yeah.
That's true.
Laura says she hopes Skip gets his Cherry Jubilee. Well, he will.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get his Cherry
I'm glad
Jubilee.
we brought that up.
Am I going to get it done right this time? Because you've been cheaping out.
I don't know what I did.
You're buying pie crust, and that ain't supposed to be made with pie crust.
Well, I didn't think we need one 30-foot long.
I don't care how big it is or how small it is, but I want it made the way it's supposed to be made. Graham crackers.
Well, that's what the pie crust was.
No, it was not.
It's in there in the cabinet.
It's not the same at all.
All right. Well, I just didn't think we needed a 30-pound Cherry Delight, but I guess we do. So you'll have three weeks to eat it.
Yeah, we'll invite people over again.
Yeah, that's what you do. Invite people over and give it to them.
Well, I might do that too.
We'll do that. We'll make a 30-pound Cherry Jubilee. We'll have a porch setting on Wednesday after the holidays.
Yeah.
Invite everybody that watches us in the villages, come to my house.
Just drive by.
For some Cherry Jubilee porch setting, and we'll just set this highly expensive setup out there. And just pass the microphone around.
Well, that would work, yeah. Yeah, well, and I hope you get out of the cold. Minnesota, yeah. I see our kids live in North Dakota, so we know what kind of weather you have. And, yeah, I would have to at least do 6 months. 6 months here and 6 months there.
Says, can't wait. What is the temperature there now? Like, I don't know.
Oh, she told us a while ago, but I can't.
Right here.
Oh, here? I don't know. Somebody said while ago it was in the 50s, but I think it was supposed to get up to 60. It was supposed to get up to 60-something today, I think.
I don't know. I don't have the temperature thing on here.
But I don't know where it is right now. Yeah. But y'all have a great Christmas.
I can only tell you I'm wearing shorts.
It's always wonderful. Doesn't matter what the temperature is.
A little cloudy today. That's
America's friendliest hometown.
It's always beautiful in the villages.
It's always beautiful in the villages.
Yeah. We have a license plate that says that.
Yeah, just watch the Villages channel. You'll hear what's like here. Another beautiful day in the Villages. Villages, the friendliest hometown.
Yeah. Rizzo said it's only 70 with 26-mile-an-hour winds. I can believe that.
Where's he at?
Well, he's still here.
Why is it 70-mile-an-hour winds?
26-mile-an-hour winds, 70 degrees.
I don't even hardly see the leaves moving on the trees.
That's what
Yeah,
it was. This
That's how
morning
big
it
the
was
Villages
cold.
is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it's a big difference. It's, you know, when people say the Villages, you gotta remember, we are a city. The Villages,
Gosh.
Florida,
Yes.
three or two zip codes?
Three.
Three
Three.
zip codes.
Yeah. 32159, 32162,
She and
and
Ann says,
63.
I'll take that, William. Right now, we're probably 36 going to 40 in Minnesota near the Twin Cities. So, you know, that's going to be their high. So that's what it was this morning here. And it was pretty chilly, but especially with that wind blowing. That wind, you know, just really makes your teeth hurt.
Had it being a 603, so Skip should film Sue making Terry's Jubilee. I was
Oh,
that
yes.
before. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I
He
tried-
can't keep his hands out of the
Oh,
Yeah,
mix.
it's too hard to film actually, but basically it's because nobody watches. I'm all about views. I've talked about it before. That's what makes me stop doing something. If the views get down to the point where you're canceling me, then I stop doing it.
Oh, Mark Ryan wants the magazine giveaway details.
oh,
As soon as we give them away, it'll
Oh,
be the same as it always is.
okay, well,
we can do it now.
it is
I
2:05.
got two of these. Yeah, we're getting ready down. These
how
Village
nice.
magazines, the Christmas edition, I guess.
Yeah.
They are.
very nice.
And so the first two people that emails me with your mailing address, we'll mail them to you. It's just that simple. And I might throw a little extra gift in there for you for Christmas.
Coal,
Mm.
some coal, black coal.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Are we done?
The,
Oh, bye, everybody.
See you on the other side.
Where's the thing? I never could find this thing.
The thing.